Welcome to FurCast, episode 305,
What are we
apparently. I don't know. I honestly don't know. What are we doing?
Episode 305.
Oh, thanks. Good to know. Nico, did you know that this is episode 305?
I honestly didn't.
Oh, you
I
didn't?
probably should have guessed it.
What about you, Arrow? Did you know that it was 305?
You said it wrong, but sure. Yeah, I knew that.
How do you say your name?
How do you say
It's-
your name?
Because I don't want to call you by your normal name, but I
Okay.
want to call you by your normal
Okay,
name.
don't do it. Don't do it online. But think Oreo. Everyone calls me Oreo anyway. But Oreo, like you put emphasis-
Oreo? Okay.
Can I just call you Oreo?
So I'm going to call you Arrow to piss you off now.
Arrow. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna
you're
call you Arrow
you're
Bowl.
Arrow. You're Oreo. What are you? What do you call me? Just
The bowl.
Cream stuffed.
cream. Great. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. So there we go. Welcome to this disaster. 305 episodes incoming. Hope you guys are doing good. I think we got. Let's see. Where do I have in the announcements section of the doc? FNT 200 is coming
We
up.
didn't say our names.
Well, we kind of did.
No, we didn't.
No, I didn't.
It was just mine.
You
but
didn't
that's
even do
okay, 'cause
anything.
I'm
You're
not-
just like, oh, welcome to 305. Your name is Oreo. Okay, and then okay, let's.
I hope that anybody new who's like watching this show for the first time or listening for the first time is like questioning their decision, because that's kind of the idea. We fuck up the intro so much that it's like anybody who like doesn't have the time just leaves.
What was that? We. You're the one that did the intro, not us.
I'm your host, Paradox the Red Wolf.
I'm your fabulous blue fox host, Pharaoh.
I'm Nico.
As I said earlier.
I just like being annoying.
He's our cream-filled bowl.
Yeah. That's
No,
Oreo.
That's me. I'm Oreo.
Oreo.
It's funny because whenever we go out to eat, we just make bull jokes.
Yeah, it's awful and puns.
Yeah.
So
Would
you're
you
gonna hear-
say it's bullshit?
I would say it's bullshit.
Yeah.
He's been
that-
waiting to do this?
is that every time
We've
he
been
takes a
hanging out
shit?
for like 3 weeks, and he's been waiting to do this.
Is that every time he takes a shit?
Yes. He actually left to go
taking
to the
a
bathroom, and we're like, oh, that's just bullshit. As soon as he left the table.
It's good.
You fucked up.
Yeah, you fucked
did
up.
fuck
Becoming
up.
friends with us, you
Yeah,
fucked up. Yeah.
it was a big mistake.
Yeah.
So anyway, so for those who don't know, you're a local fur and you live literally 2 minutes away.
Around a corner.
Yeah.
Like 2 corners. He lived closer to here than I do.
Yeah.
Basically, thanks to
For
Howler,
now.
we ended up meeting because of Howler, and
Yeah.
then finding out like, oh, look, you live 2 minutes away. We should probably hang out. And then that's just been a thing ever since.
Yeah,
so-
and that was a mistake.
Oh yeah, well,
I just
sort
kept
of.
on mistaking.
It was a mistake on my part, not on your guys's.
Yeah. So,
you say so.
I guess we could probably jump. Well, actually, right before the roundup, I just want to say FNT 200 is coming up. We just did 199, and Zumoro's mate Doobie did like a guest mix that has been released, and it was pretty fun. 200 will do a little bit of a party. It's going to be what is the date on that? I think it's going to be September 21st for episode 200 of FNT, but not 100% sure. And then as soon as we get to 201, we're going to be making some changes to the show, rebranding it, doing all kinds of cool stuff. So, but shout out to everybody who likes our other show. Also, Jesse and I are still working on newer episodes of our other show. So we did have the pilot out on the new Fur Feature show. We also need to finish the website because the website is kind of blank right now. But, that's going to be a thing. Anyway, from there, we can pretty much jump into the Roundup. Roundup is the segment where basically we throw a bunch of links at you that we don't have time for on our own, and you can check them out after the show when you have time, when we give you the links. And the first thing in the Roundup, speaking of Howler, is Howler. They had a statement that they posted on their website about some recent, drama, I guess. I haven't really been... Somehow I use Twitter, and I'm not up to date on whatever the drama is with Howler, but they put out a statement talking about communication and some changes that they want to make, and that, they're just a team of developers and explaining the project, so you guys can take a look at that. It's howler.im/announcement. That's HOWLR.im. Meanwhile, Denver, my God, first con, brand new furry con, 2,086
The fandom is
attendees.
dying.
Yeah, the fandom is dying. Brand new con has 2,000 attendees. And they also raised a fuck ton of money for charity. I believe that one is marked here. They raised 15 grand for charity, and they're our brand new con, first year. So shout out to Denver for being awesome. Also, you guys know how when you go to like dances at furry cons, and there's like the projector screens with like GIFs on the screen or whatever, and they'll have like graphics. Well, there's various different like pieces of software that you can use for that, but generally it's somebody with a laptop running Resolume. Resolume is just like a common piece of software that's used to do like VJ graphics and stuff. Well, the official company Twitter account for Resolume has tweeted that any pictures that end up on Twitter of people using Resolume for furry gifs will get retweeted. They originally said anime gifs, but now they said furry gifs. And so there's been plenty of examples of various furry things going on there. And shout out to Nodashi on Twitter. He's a good friend of mine that shows up for AV Crew stuff. And we always hang out at cons. Also, shout out to my friend V Werewolf, or Werewolf V, I should say, who has a Kickstarter for a really cool T-shirt design. It says it's like a plaid button-down shirt, and it says Full Moon Club, but the shirt is all like tattered and ripped and everything. Yeah,
That's got like a good claw mark.
yeah, it's like a nice claw mark on the back. So, yeah, but there's a Kickstarter for that. So for those who are interested, you can take a look at that. Speaking of Kickstarter, somebody sent me this as well. It's the Books of Monsters and Legends for Ironclaw role-playing game. So it's an anthropomorphic fantasy role-playing game, and there's a Kickstarter for that. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can check that out. And finally, the last thing in the roundup is a tweet from one of our fans who said, okay, let's settle this. And they said Sheptember or Snaptember.
September.
And let's refresh this. So we're at 324 votes. Personally, I mean Sheptember, because snaps are kind of disgusting. Let's vote. And look at this. 325 votes, and it's 51 to 49%. That's insane. But Sheptember is winning, I'm happy to report. So
Well,
that's good.
now.
Yeah, I mean, at least, like, why would you want to not include Sheps? I mean, at least Sheps are, like, actual people. Anyway.
Well, everyone needs a little garbage in their life.
Yeah, that's true. But I already have garbage. It's outside, and it's, in our garage. I don't really need it
That you just cleaned the garage.
to be a whole... I don't need a month for garbage, Yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much that. That was the end of the roundup. This is probably going to be a pretty chill show, guys, because I think we do have some news that these guys have found, but I don't know.
Not much.
Yeah, not much.
Have you reloaded it?
I mean, did you find
There
lot?
is a ton of... Oh, my God, you've got a ton of stuff in there. But is it all good stuff, though?
I mean, it's FurCast, so it
Is-
doesn't need to be a lot of good stuff.
That's true. All right, well, it looks like, Fair has a ton of stuff in there, so I could possibly just let him start with that. Is this the part where
I'll
he's...
choose one myself.
This is the part where he says he just needs music, right?
So just put the music on.
So just put
Don't
the
even
music on.
ask.
All right, don't even ask. Not even ask if he's ready. Just gonna go. Go for it.
What's in the box?
I don't know what is in the box.
3 furry box subscription services.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's it. No, I'm joking.
I mean, what are you, me? I would do that. I've done that.
I don't like my mic placement today.
Yeah, mine was too high again.
I have to alter.
Because now he put it up too high.
There we go. I feel better now.
Feel safer.
I feel safer. Yes.
Good. Is this a safe space?
No. Fuck safe spaces. There should never be a safe space.
No way you should feel safe.
You learn to adapt. It's evolution, baby.
I'm picturing you in bed and put a army helmet, the survive, and just looking and with a blanket wrapped around you, you're like, don't trust anybody.
Life does not give you cuddle zones. Life rapes you in the worst ways possible.
As somebody who is friends with a lot of furries, I disagree.
Survive. Anyhow, 3 furry box subscription services.
What are they?
Looking to buy yourself some furry merchandise but unsure of what to buy?
I am unsure. Tell me, what should I buy?
Well, I've got the information for you.
Oh, boy.
Infomercial for you.
I'm waiting.
Severely deprived white person who has trouble holding cups?
I am.
Wow, that sounds like me.
I wish I had a cup so I could just be like, oops, and it just be empty. Except I would just pour it on him.
On me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're used to being wet.
Actually, no, I'm not.
Why would bowls be used to being wet?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It
no.
makes more sense if it was me. 'Cause that's an otter.
We stand
Yeah.
in fields
I mean,
forever.
well, not forever.
Well, no.
Yours do have an end.
I mean, they're ridden a lot. So, I mean, there's that for bowls. Like, if you're going to go with bowls, you can go with that route.
Yeah, we don't need an electric bowl because we just have a bowl.
True.
Yeah.
Anyway, tell me about these merchandise things. Tell me
more.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Fear not, there is at least 3 furry subscription boxes services on the internet for you to choose from. Boxona,
No.
Fur Delivery,
Yeah.
and the Furry Mystery Box.
Ooh. It's a mystery.
Well, we've talked about some like mystery boxes before, right? I know there was furrystuff.ru, which is one of our fans runs that. There's various different like gift boxes and stuff that have little cool trinkets and little pieces of art and stuff.
I was trying to find...
Like, okay, so I know there's like gift boxes for all kinds of different things, but can I just say, and by the way, like I've gotten a few furry gift boxes and they're really like cute, but I could never actively subscribe to one of those services because like every once in a great while, if like somebody gifts you one or something, it's great. But if I got that all the time, I would have no idea where to put that stuff.
You just get so much furry shit, and you're like,
well, it's not even about furry. Like even like anything. Like there's gift boxes for other things too. There's gift boxes for gamers and stuff. Yeah. And I just wear. Well, I mean, I
wear
guess
the
if you have,
same
like,
shirt for like all week too.
I guess if there was like,
Or, like
like you have like a shelf for all that stuff, maybe you could put it all there. But
I would just like give it away. Keep on like, oh, I have a furry friend. Here, have. Oh, I got like a bowl thing. Here, go have a bowl thing.
I would take any bowl things you got.
Here,
I know.
I'm going to give you all 3 links that you can pull up.
Okay.
As I get
Wait, can your computer do that?
Hmm?
Yeah, it
My
can.
computer can do anything.
I can go anywhere.
Boxona.ca, fix your SSL cert. And Flavor.
Did something change recently? Because there's a lot of sites that all their SSL certs are expired.
No. Wait, which one? You put them in there out of order. So which one did I not open? For delivery. Ah, there we go. Furry mystery box is one I didn't have.
What do you mean order?
You know what it could be? The order that you put the links in. You know what it could be is it could be Let's Encrypt. SSL certs expire very quickly, so if you fuck up configuring them, then they expire. We use Let's Encrypt because they're free. But yeah, it could be that. Oh, also Symantec certs are considered bad now for the most part because Symantec is a shitty company.
Only reason why I speak of this is because my brother was like, oh, my laptop's gotten hacked because all the websites that I go to are giving me security errors. And I'm like, no, those...
Well, also the latest version of Chrome considers anything not HTTPS to be not secure as well, which is a good thing.
But it's all government sites. And I was like, yeah, most government sites are not secure.
Yeah, I've seen several government sites that have had expired SSL. It's pretty funny.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Same with certain companies that do telecommunications. They have a lot of expired SSL certs. Anyhow, 3 free box subscription services for your internet for you to choose from: Boxona, Fur Delivery, and Fur Mystery Box. All ready for furry merchandise direct to your door. Did you pull up them?
Yeah, I'm pulling them up, but I don't know if you wanted me to show them off in any particular order or...
We'll just start showing them off.
Okay, I'll start showing them off as you read.
If you haven't heard of subscription box services before, it's a recurring, sometimes monthly, delivery of niche products. More well-known examples include Loot Crate, Nerdy Products, and BarkBox, products for dogs.
That's good. BarkBox, I like it.
This is the first time I'm seeing this, so it's kind of cool.
I like this one.
Which one? Furry Mystery Box?
Yeah.
Yeah, Furry Mystery Box is cool.
What's inside?
It's a mystery.
Well, it's a mystery.
That's how come it's a mystery box.
Previous
the whole
boxes.
point.
We'll click the previous boxes button. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, that's actually really cool. Cool little T-shirt and everything in there. Box
That
2.
box number 3.
Yeah.
Got lanyards, some pins, some art.
A water bottle. It's actually pretty... I like the shirt like almost every time. Ish. I can't imagine having to set that up, though.
Oh yeah, having to
Making
prepare
every
Having to
all
make
the
every
boxes.
single one of those boxes.
Well, they probably don't get that many. I would imagine like a lot, but not like not like
Not like to the point where it's like unfeasible or ridiculous.
It's like someone took the idea of loot boxes from gaming world and put them in real life. You might wonder why someone would consider making a blind purchase of real-world items like this. Typically, well-run organizations that sell items this way can buy products in bulk and distribute them in such a way that the subscribers get them for a lot less than if they bought them individually. However, as with most things, the subscriber might not necessarily judge the value of the items in the terms of their retail costs. So, while you are acquiring $50 worth of products for $30, it's also very possible to acquire items that you would find no value in or be complete junk to you. But for some, the risk is worth the price of admission, especially if you're looking to fill up an empty room space with trinkets without having to overthink it. So in case of this interests you, let's take a look at these 3 furry services and how they compare.
If I would get like one and then just like enjoy it.
Yeah.
I've always had a little bit of a judgment against, not a judgment, but a little bit of a fear or hesitance when I think about buying those or the subscriptions for those.
Why?
Well, because there's always that risk of not liking the things that you get, and then it's well, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, some people like that mystery. And again, I mean, there's some people who are like, see, I can barely find a shelf to store like my camera lenses, but I mean, some people just have space and they like collecting stuff like that and they like decorating. And the other thing is like some people like to cycle through the things that they collect. They don't like to, keep all their stuff forever. So for them, just getting a box of some little trinkets and stickers, it's just an excuse to go, oh, cool, I got stickers, put them on random shit. And then next month you get another one. I don't know.
Nazi furs, fuck off.
Oh, is there one in here?
No.
Oh, you're just saying the sticker.
Oh, if only.
That'd be pretty great.
What are past boxes for fur delivery?
Past boxes. Let's see.
Oh, I looked through it. It's cute.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, it says thank you. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like lots of little stickers.
I do really
buttons.
like the star shirt. I might get one of those.
Yeah, these are cool. I like that idea. There's also a box Sona. Let's see, past boxes. Sure, let's do September 2017. Oh, wow. They got a lot of stuff that goes in there. Oh, that's cool.
I like that a
cool,
lot.
like, gaming mouse pad that we're looking at here.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in these. Featured artists.
I would like a new mouse pad.
Yeah. Let's do March.
I think I think box Sona was the most expensive. We eat the box is $42.99 for the tax for the box, and then fur delivery was the second, which you get a deluxe box for $40 and a standard box for $25.
And then a magnet wallet.
And then furry mystery box, you have the T-shirt subscription for $15 every 3 months, and $25 for the box for furry mystery box.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like shirts. They got like a little handkerchief thing, a bandana, a keychain thing, a little, I don't know what this is, maybe a
Lanyard.
Lanyard, yep.
Or a leash, or no, a collar.
Maybe.
Yeah. But it's also cool because they feature different artists and stuff. We can go back to January. These guys have been going for a while. Oh, that's cool. They got headphones. That's pretty sweet. Headphones with little ears on them.
Oh, wow.
And I think that's a wristband.
Yep.
If I had to guess.
Oh, sunglasses.
Sunglasses that say furry life on them. Pretty sweet. That's pretty awesome. So box Sona's looking pretty good as well.
Furry life calendar.
Yeah.
Box Sonas.
Cool. Well, thanks for that.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
It's over.
What else do you want? What else do you want from me?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look through any of those.
I got one.
There's another furry one in there that has a picture of me in it.
Oh, really?
Do you want to read it?
No, you can read it.
Oh, but I have to find it then. Which one? Let me go out.
My
The
God.
blatant mouse problem, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
See, I was gonna make fun of you for sounding really gay, but I don't feel like I'm allowed.
Oh,
to.
wow, that does have a picture of you.
It does have a picture of Pharaoh in it. Hold on.
Oh, but that's a long one. Okay, I could do it. Okay.
You don't have to read the whole thing. I saw the picture of me and I was like, haha. I was in the movie.
There he is right there.
Oh, boy.
Damn it.
That's a great movie.
Stealth versus blatant and the mouse problem. Furry coverage in fictional media. As reported, media victims, we furs, are always on the lookout for furry references, good, bad, or indifferent, on TV and elsewhere. There are two distinct styles in which our fandom is covered, blatantly by name or more subtly. It's easy to identify the former, but sometimes it's more fun when they don't use the F word to describe
call them
the group.
furries.
Yeah, well, blatantly. In which they are referencing in their content. In those instances, it seems that the most stealthy shout out for our... Stop moving. You move yours, you move mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For our animal ears only, designed to fly over the head of anyone who doesn't get it. Today, I wish to go over some of these moments in furry media that seemed to hold general fandom idioms. I can't speak. And how fun situational nuance can be.
I don't think we should read this whole thing. It's really long, but basically,
Please read it for anyone else. It's fun.
Yeah, they're they reference like CSI stuff, but they also mention Pottersville.
We probably
Could probably read that section if we went to just the Pottersville part.
Pottersville one is like the biggest. Hold on.
Yeah, because that's the one Pharaoh is in too.
Hold on.
And then there's Pottersville. If you just command F Pottersville or something.
I mean, you could just read it because you found it.
Sure, I could do that. And then there's Pottersville, a 2017 Christmas-themed movie, so low profile it snuck into theaters and onto video without anybody noticing.
We
Except
noticed.
us. We noticed. A small-town grocer comes home early to discover his wife and Jack, the local sheriff, in a rabbit and wolf fursuit. This leaves the husband utterly confusticated?
Hold on, I'm
And
gonna look that
insisting
up.
on believing, yes, it is absolutely sexual. The wolf takes off his head, revealing himself to be Ron Perlman, an actor who clocked more than a few hours in animal drag as Vincent the Anthro Lion Man in the 1980s Beauty and the Beast TV series. I'm kind of a big deal in this town, and I don't think it would be a good idea if people knew I was a furry, quote unquote. I do remember that line. That was great. Shame on you, Jack. Be loud, be proud, be furry. A nighttime forest gathering of fursuiters revealers takes place. Personally, I'd never fursuit in a dark forest myself, but don't forget what happened to that CSI raccoon. You'd think there'd be at least one non-suitor in their gathering since the film is set in a small, economically depressed town, and you all know how expensive fursuits can be. Exposed as a furry at the forest gathering, Jack defiantly confesses his furriness. I'm a furry, and I'm damn proud of it, he proclaimed. Finally, way to go, Jack. However, this praise sort of falls apart as he goes on to explain, quite incorrectly, furries are people who just happen to like dressing up in furry clothes and rub against each other. Wrong, Jack. I don't... That is kind of accurate. I mean...
But is it in... Nah.
I mean, it's not that wrong.
It's not wrong. But
Wrong,
it's not
Jack.
right.
We're people who like to wear fursuits, tails, furry t-shirts, and hug each other. I mean, sure.
And rub up against each other.
against each other. Come on.
It's a little bit of both.
Guess while some things about the media may change, some stubbornly stick around. So yeah, basically just going over the fact that like every movie and TV show gets us wrong, which, I mean, yeah. What
It's
else
true.
is new?
I did look up confusticate, which just means confused. He could have just typed confused.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Or she. I don't know who wrote it.
You just assumed his gender.
I just assumed
Can one of
their
you guys,
gender.
unless
just
one of you
assumed
guys
their
wants me
gender.
to do it, can one of you guys do the fish one?
The fish one?
The fish benchmark one?
Which one?
It's under biology and animal
Okay, yeah, sure.
category in our
You
doc.
found it, but you seem to have a hard time reading.
No, I am. Shut up. Fuck you. Go home.
No.
Except we drove you here, so I mean...
I could
shit.
walk. I could walk.
I could just walk home.
That's true, you could.
Yeah, it's like half a mile.
You know what? You can read it.
I can read it? The fish?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's under biology and animal. There you go.
Okay. I will go to the fish. So, this article is called A Fish Has Passed the Benchmark Test of Self-Awareness. I need to scroll down to the story. For the first time, a species of fish has demonstrated evidence of possible self-awareness by passing the famous mirror test. In a series of experimental observations conducted by Japanese researchers, Blue Streak Cleaner wrasse, a petite coral reef fish, were able to recognize that their reflection represented their own body. Until now, the only non-human animals that have passed the test, regarded among behaviorists as the benchmark for higher level cognitive capacity, have been a handful of mammals, several apes, elephants, orcas, and dolphins, and birds in the crow family.
Notice he didn't say bulls.
Oh my god.
Because they're...
Oh my god.
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 We are not doing this.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
We're
we
not
are.
doing that.
Stop
Well,
it.
we did. It's done now.
Shit.
Okay. A controversial study also suggests that ants may have passed this test as well. However, several recent I can't read, sorry. Okay, I'm reading better than you though. Anyway, several recent studies have revealed that the perceptual and cognitive abilities of fish often match or exceed those of other vertebrates, and suggest the possibility that the cognitive skills of fish could more closely approach those found in humans and apes. This is what the authors wrote in their pre-publication version of their study, currently posted on BioRxLV. Do I do more?
Yeah. Yeah, actually. Yeah, do a little more. It seems like it's cool. They actually go into how the test works.
Okay, so during a mirror test experiment, the animal in question is placed in front of a mirror after a colored mark, typically a sticker, is placed on a prominent part of its body. If the animal then tries to examine and/or remove the mark from that part of itself, but does not attempt to do so in the absence of a mirror or in response to an invisible mark, the creature is considered to understand the nature of reflections, and is thus capable of understanding a concept of self. Though cleaner wrasse, selected by the team due to past evidence of complex cognition, do not have hands or beaks with which to investigate and try to remove a mark with, they do show a specific behavior wherein they scrape parts of their body against rocks and other materials in order to remove irritants and parasites from their scales. This was used as the pass-fail cue for 10 cleaner wrasse subjects, all housed in separate tanks.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's really interesting, actually.
So they're the first fish to do so. Keep going?
Yeah, I'd say so.
You have
Sure.
you have a paragraph.
I mean, I didn't... No, there's a little
No,
more.
there's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a next page.
Yeah. In a preliminary experiment, the researchers first observed the animal's behavior in front of a mirror before adding marks into the mix. 7 of the wrasses passed through all 3 stages of a behavior pattern that past research has identified in self-recognizing animals. First, the fish reacted to their reflection as if it was another individual. Next, they performed unusual behaviors not typically seen without the mirror. And third, the fish began to gaze at and closely examine their reflection. Moving on to the mirror test, the team injected a colored gel right under the surface of the skin of 8 of the wrasses, creating a mark resembling an external parasite. 3 or 4 wrasses marked on their throats showed repeated scraping in that area, yet exhibited no response to a non-marking injection, and did not scrape when the mirror was absent.
Wow. So that's pretty cool. So what they're saying there is they control for everything. They're controlling for the mirror being there, but the mark not being there. The mark being there, but the mirror not being there. And the mirror being there and the mark being there. Mm-hmm. So they actually control for all of it, and they still, pass that test. That's really cool.
Yeah. 3 of 4 marked on the head engaged in significant head scraping when the mirror was present, but the authors did not base their conclusions off these individuals, as they were seen head scraping at other times too. And there's some pictures from the test. I don't know if you want to show those, but there's some pictures.
It's
Anyway,
fish.
Yeah, it's just pictures of fish.
It's pictures of fish.
Not
with
much to
dots
see
in front of mirrors.
Yeah.
The results we present here will, by their nature, lead to controversy and dispute, and we welcome this discussion, the authors wrote. We do not consider that the successful behavioral responses of all phases of the mark test should be taken as evidence of self-awareness in the cleaner wrasse, but rather that these fish come to understand that the mirror reflection represents their own body. They conclude by noting that their findings could lead to 2 distinct paradigm shifts in the field. Either we start to entertain the possibility that fish, previously believed to be unintelligent animals, are self-aware because they pass the same test as higher animals, or we conclude that these behaviors are based on a cognitive process other than self-recognition. In the former, what does this mean for our understanding of animal intelligence? If the latter, what does this mean for our application and interpretation of the mark test as a metric for animal cognitive abilities?
Very nice.
And that is all she wrote.
I did like the number 1 comment saying it's a good test for animals who use sight as identification, but there's a lot of animals that don't. So just using this as the only test, it's
Yeah, there's definitely got to be some some different testing going on there besides just that. But that's really
Well,
cool.
we can't map out brains and kind of test dreams either. So,
Yeah.
so you only have a visual test of self-awareness.
It's also a fish.
Well, dogs can't tell.
I know.
The dogs aren't self-aware.
But can foxes?
I don't know.
Yeah, have you looked in a mirror?
What's a mirror?
Do you have a box that just shows you another fox, in a parallel world?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
always richer than me.
Is he more blue?
No,
Not possible.
Less blue?
no, same.
Same blue. Wow.
That's even more infuriating. Who has another one?
I'm pulling up different articles to try to see if I can get one to read. As I said, guys, this is gonna be a chill show. We don't have too much.
And surprisingly, I'm not cold.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
I have how to survive bee, hornet, or wasp attacks.
Ooh. Okay.
I have
Run.
do have a question for you.
What?
Um,
Be
why
kind.
No, don't.
Why should you never fight a dinosaur? You'll get Jurassic kicked.
That's horrible. That is horrible.
I couldn't find the bells while keeping eye contact.
No. You get nothing.
I get a
You
lunch.
lose. Good day, sir.
You lose.
Those buzzing insects in your backyard are more than a nuisance at your barbecue. In numbers, they form a formidable threat. And if you're one of the many people allergic to bees, hornets, or wasps, even if you can be dangerous or kill you.
Yeah.
Death is quick.
I don't know how like beekeepers do it, because like for whatever reason I watched a beekeeper video, so of course then YouTube was immediately like suggested beekeeper videos every time I load YouTube, so I started watching a few of them. And there's one where a guy talks about like whether or not bees really do die, like if they sting you.
Yeah.
And he said it has to do with how they pull the stinger out of your skin, because their stinger is designed like their stinger is not really optimized for the thickness of human skin. But the way that he demonstrates that is he just goes, oh, you can see like when I was doing this one bee stung me, and the bee was like hanging on his arm by the stinger. And the bee was like spinning around trying to get off of his arm. So he goes, yep, she's just spinning clockwise. So hopefully, and then like the bee popped off or whatever. But then he goes, oh, here's another one on this other arm, but this one's spinning counterclockwise for some reason, trying to get the stinger out. And then that one and then he had pictures of like what happens if the stinger actually comes off the bee, which will kill them. But he's just like casual, He's like, oh, after they inject the, technically the little bit of venom in there. And I'm like, you're just being stung while you're just filming this video.
Actually,
and
no.
like, very
Actually,
well.
Interesting thing, though, is with the human body, if you constantly expose yourself to actual poisons, you become immune to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
So you can
actually.
actually- There's a guy that's
I've
a-
seen Princess Bride. The whole drinking thing. He's like, oh, I'm getting myself immune to this thing. It was one of the tests.
Oh.
I mean,
Have
yeah,
you-
that is
have
how
you
it works.
seen
There
it?
was a guy who was, I think,
Yes.
injecting
Okay.
himself with like some kind of snake venom.
No,
and he became
every
immune.
snake venom.
Every snake venom it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
He is immune to every snake venom on the planet.
That's so cool. I did remember reading about that.
Every one of them? I thought some of them were like the way they worked was something that's kind of difficult to be immune from, though.
Nope.
Oh, I thought some of them were like basically neurotoxic.
They are.
They are. They're neurotoxins.
They're all neurotoxins.
But in small doses, you can have a little bit of
I hope he's like,
neurotoxins.
he does a lot of like inside stuff. So he's like, I'm immune to everything. And I'm a computer programmer. I just say my days inside.
I'm immune to everything, and I'm just like a software developer for like a website.
I don't do anything.
Well, the fact that he's actually introduced all the poisons to himself, because your immune system is actually stupid yet smart, in the sense that you actually have to introduce its poisons and stuff to actually become immune to them.
should
This guy
become a
says, I
doctor.
remember watching a documentary on killer bees, and the number of stings relative to immunity doesn't work that way.
Well, if you're still injecting yourself with the amount of poison, those are killer bees, though, which can sting multiple times. And if you have, 1,000 bee stings,
And they're called killer bees, so like
Well,
the
I mean-
worst ones.
You get killed from snake venom usually. So same thing.
Depends.
but I don't know how many people have actually sat there and got stung by tons of bees constantly to build up an immunity to actually the venom. So, I mean, that's not really a hobby for most people. Like, let me go get these
There is a YouTube
highly
thing.
toxic venoms and just inject them into my body
I think
constantly.
it also might be some pre-existing condition too, because like I know, like there are people who are just not affected by poison ivy, for instance.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be so great.
It's actually quite common.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not.
I
In
don't
fact,
think I've
actually, Mythbusters actually had a hell of a time because they were testing myths with poison ivy, and it turned out half their production crew was immune to it.
I don't think I've ever actually had poison ivy.
I haven't either, so maybe I'm immune.
There's
but
poison ivy,
I've
poison
always
oak, and
avoided
poison
it.
sumac.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't want to find out.
I'm not sure if you can actually become immune to that too. It's actually the oils.
All I know
It's plant oil, and it's actually you can be completely immune to it, but your body does not react to the.
I know that some of my family is like hyper allergic because when they were a kid, they like were running around in a field and like took off like their shirt and like they decided to roll down a hill and they didn't realize that they rolled down a hill of poison ivy. And then all their pores were open, so it all went inside the pores. And now if they like, stand near it, they get like a reaction. Like if it's like here, like just near it, they react. And it hurts.
Just the
like they told me
tiny bit
that
of oil
like,
that's in the air.
It was like my grandfather. He's like, well, yeah, if I stand near it, it's not nice. And he's like, that's why I wear jeans all the time because if I don't, my legs look like disgusting. And I'm like, ew, thanks.
Yeah, be careful not to burn it either, because it can
That's
go in
true.
your lungs.
Ooh, itchy lungs.
Worst. I hate when my lungs itch. Just it's so hard to scratch. You gotta rip open the sternum.
Just reach in and give it a good scratch. Ugh.
Here's how you can avoid getting swarmed and stung. It's actually part of Life Hacker.
Life hacks.
This is part of Life Hacker's Animal Attack series. As capable we are, humans think we are bears, snakes, wolves, sharks, and even bees can turn a fun day outside into a harsh, potential life-threatening reality check. Here's what to do when you find yourself face to face with some of these deadliest beasts in the great outdoors. Don't go outside.
I mean, not wrong.
Solved.
Article over. Don't go outside.
Just
ever.
stay inside, keep reading this article, you're fine.
Go live in Canada where it's cold.
According to Dr. Joseph Forrester, a surgeon at the Stanford University and co-author of the 2012 review of nationwide animal fatalities, bees, hornets, and wasps are some of the deadliest wild animals you'll ever run into.
That seems wrong.
Nah, it's true.
I mean, maybe like if there are a lot of them.
My favorite, I think it's a wasp. It might be just a bee.
No, there's a Japanese wasp that has like, I forgot what they're called, but they are painful.
There's one that it actually feels like a bullet. It's called like a bullet. I think it's a bee. I think it's a wasp, bullet wasp.
No, there's a bullet ant.
Is it ant? Okay, I wasn't sure which one. But if you get bit by it, people who have been shot before said it feels like getting shot.
Yep.
And it just keeps going.
There's also a plant that does that too.
Yep.
Yep.
It's so nice.
Which it actually can kill the nerves because there's so much pain.
Yep.
Because it lasts for days.
Also, picture, do you only get one ant on top of you, or do you have like a swarm? You have a swarm. Now imagine all of them biting you.
Yeah,
Because they all would.
Bulletproof.
Aw.
I'm immune to bullets now.
I hope that someone would actually believe that. They're like, I got bit by so many bullet ants that I'm like immune, and they just like walk outside and go,
Shoot
Aw.
them. They're
Damn
like,
it.
I didn't feel a thing.
Guys, I figured out how to solve gun violence in America.
give bullet ants to everybody.
Give bullet ants.
Shoot bullet ants.
I'm just picturing a gun that shoots like there's the ants, and then like they were the really crappy cartoon, like pew, and then there's like an ant like just moving in the background, just moving, and just not moving, and just like.
Oh, see what I imagined was like almost like a paintball gun, but the paintball is just filled with ants.
But like a shotgun though.
Yeah.
I feel like just like a spray of ants.
You could just put regular ants in there, and you just it's
the
aim it at
knockoff
the ground and
version.
go, poof, and then you go out there like 45 minutes later, and there's just little ant hills all over the ground.
It's how you get your neighbors that you don't like. You're just like, fuck you. Now you get ants.
Shoot them into open windows.
Bitch.
I want an ant shotgun.
Ant shotgun.
And there's so many different kinds of ants. You got so much different ammo.
Yeah,
I know.
Fire ants if you want to like fire ammo.
Yeah.
For the people that you don't like, but that you don't like want to kill, but you just don't like them alive.
You just want
Wait,
to.
what was the petition to get fire ants changed? Was it to Spicy Boys? Spicy Boys. You could fire Spicy Boys.
A spicy boy shotgun.
A Spicy Boy shotgun.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing the sound that would come from that. Like if you actually made a shotgun with like ants in it. Like just like the crunch that happens when they can like all shoot at the same time. It's like
I just meant you shoot them. I just meant you shoot them and they're all just dead.
well, yeah, they would be.
Yeah.
No, I mean compressed air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I mean like if you have an actual shotgun.
Why are you putting ants in an actual shotgun?
see,
Because it would be funny.
That's fire. That doesn't work.
Yeah, fire ants, exactly. It converts
gonna
regular
fire
ants
fire
into
ants.
fire ants.
That's not how this
Obviously.
works.
How do you know?
Does you ever play with a magnifying glass?
Like, where do fire ants
Ants
come
don't
from?
like heat.
How is a magnifying glass
They're-
like a shotgun?
I just like the idea that fire ants are regular ants that are exposed to fire.
That would be the scariest fucking thing ever.
if they were actually on fire.
Like a
like-
house goes on fire and all of a sudden all these ants come out just
You know,
on flames.
You're taking a walk in the middle of the night.
No, I mean
Walking,
fire
walking,
ants the way they
walking.
actually are. Like whenever there's like a lot of red ants, like fire ants. You're like,
What
oh,
if-
there must have been a forest fire.
What if fire ants are like birthed from fire, like dragons from like Game of Thrones? So it's like any kind of like house fire, you're like, oh no, and you just see like ants, like just like the fire goes down, but it just becomes the ants, and they go out like just spreading out.
California has a straight up ant war.
You can like watch
An
it from the
ant
satellite.
lord.
It's just like
Yeah.
red, moving out, and like, oh no.
They're looking into the forest fires and they see ants approaching.
This
on
sounds
the
like a bad
horizon.
sci-fi movie. Just
It
fire
honestly
ants
does.
that literally are just ants that are on fire, just going into houses and like setting them on fire.
And that there'd be like blue ants that are good, that are like the water ants,
And then there's like
and that
video
they
games.
meet in the middle, and they just like
We're gonna have airbender ants then too.
Are we
No,
gonna have,
no,
are we
they're
gonna have
extinct.
like a third-person shooter
There's only
video
one.
game where you can choose like a red ant or blue ant?
a single air ant.
We have
It's just in the
elemental
wind.
ant
It's like,
tribes.
Earth, wind, fire, water, heart.
I don't want to know what water ants are like.
Well, I mean, ants they pile their dead bodies together,
And they
kind of just like all go on top. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
It's terrifying,
it is.
especially when you poke it, and it's like poke, and it's like, and they just kind of like spread a little bit, and they go back up.
Thanks for the sound effect.
I don't like that.
Anyway,
Bees, hornets, and wasps are some of the deadliest animals you'll ever run into. When you're looking at attacks from wild animals only, the most common cause of death are due to venomous animals like wasps or bees. I think people have in their mind that the most dangerous animals are cougars, bears, or alligators, but bee is actually more dangerous if the person is predisposed to a reaction from a bee. In fact, for adults 20 and older, hornets, wasps, and bees account for around 33% of all related animal deaths in the U.S., and many are due to allergies. It's a lot.
Okay, but can you really count them as the most dangerous though if the people are just allergic to them?
yeah, are they
Yeah.
dead?
I mean,
Because
Okay.
they're dead. And
I was gonna say
that's
the
a
most
fair
dangerous.
reason. It's a fair reason.
So does that mean that like peanut butter is like the biggest killer in the grocery stores? Like you just like pick up a jar of peanut butter and it's like deadly.
I mean,
Nuts.
they're actually not.
Well, 'cause
they're
I-
legumes.
Well, like I'm
Yes, I know
allergic to
that.
I'm allergic to tree
Good.
nuts, and you're allergic to peanuts.
we're
legumes
just
or
we're
legumes.
just allergic to nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no nuts.
Well, you're not allergic to nuts, just peanuts, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. For me, it's just tree nuts.
I'm allergic to legumes.
Does that mean peas too?
Well, just peanuts. But it's just because of the oil that's in it. It's actually, if you want to get more specific, it's the oil that it secretes is what you're allergic to.
So you're not allergic to legumes. You're allergic to peanuts.
There's freshly squeezed peanut oil.
I don't think I told it on the show, but I was at like a movie theater and I was like,
Yes, you did.
I didn't do it. Was it on the show?
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't
Oh.
on the show.
I was eating popcorn and I'm like, this is really good. I got like halfway through the bag and I'm like, my lips just feel like blip, 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 blip. And like it just felt like it was really numb and I couldn't feel anything. And then I'm like, oh. And then someone shouted, I was like, oh, this has peanut oil. And I'm like, oh, I want to finish my popcorn, but
My popcorn.
I was like honestly debating.
So if someone
and
put peanut oil in your lube, would your dick swell up?
we could find out. I don't want to find out, but I'm pretty sure it would. It would feel like stinging.
Add girth. Just use peanut oil.
Wow,
Tingling fresh.
We found
Tingling fresh.
We found the secret to penis enlargement.
yeah. The hyperfurs would have a
It's
field-
nuts.
All of a sudden, all the hyperfurs are like, "Damn it! I wish I was allergic to peanut butter."
I want to see you like working for an advertisement company, like just like any kind of thing with peanuts, and you're just like, it's nuts on the side. I'm like, I want it in there. It needs to be on it every single time.
Yeah, so what you do is you have a peanut penis pump.
Peanut penis pump.
Peanut penis pump.
Peanut pump.
No.
So then you mix the methods that we've
Peanut,
already got.
peanut
with
pump
the new
and
ones.
ant shotgun. Huh.
We're always inventing products on this show.
I want to see someone actually
on
make
that.
something of this. And then like bring it up like much later and everyone's like, what is this? And why do we have this ant shotgun in our hands?
Did you know that you can avoid attacks in the wild simply by staying away from hives and nests?
No way! Tell me more.
If you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone.
Again, with the stay inside trope.
So stay away from their homes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What if their homes are inside your homes?
Well, it's a battle of wits.
Move
then.
out.
That's why you need the ant shotgun, because you can make the ants fight the bees. Now that I can see on a sci-fi show or
It's the
movie.
next Ant-Man movie. He fights alongside
mean-
the ants.
I mean, it's actually Ant-Man and the Wasp, but so yeah, that would have been the next one. I don't think they're gonna make a third one. It's a really
But if you know you're allergic to bee, hornet, or wasp stings, there are a few extra precautions you should take since 1 or 2 stings could mean game over.
It actually says game over.
Yeah, but
Yes.
then you just respawn
Yeah, gamers don't die. We respawn.
In Canada.
in Tim Hortons.
I had a kid tell me that. It
Wait,
hurt.
what did the kid tell you?
They're like, gamers don't die, they respawn. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
I
God.
literally was just like, I don't know. I think I was not near my mic, but I sighed.
Yeah, you know.
Oh well. I sighed at them like.
Make sure you always wear shoes outdoors, avoid wearing brightly colored clothing, avoid sweet-smelling lotions, perfumes, and shampoos, and wear pants and long-sleeve shirts if possible.
Look like shit and smell like shit.
Accurate.
The bees won't like you.
Just never leave the house.
And more importantly, carry an epinephrine pen so that you can use in emergencies. If I was allergic to bees, I would not go anywhere without having an EpiPen.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I don't understand how people can like be highly allergic to something and then not have an EpiPen with
I
them.
don't have an EpiPen for my peanuts.
But see, you're not deathly. You had peanut oil with popcorn.
But it wasn't.
and your
usually
throat didn't swell up, and
the
you
thing-
didn't die.
the thing
so
is-
like,
When you have it with popcorn, you have like maybe less than a tablespoon.
okay,
For like an entire
but
vat.
still,
I didn't die, correct, but
like there are some people that have peanut allergies that like even a little
I know,
bit
if
of
they're in the
oil
room.
will just
if
seal
they're
up
in
there.
the room of peanut, then
Yes.
they're gonna, yeah.
I always hated those kids in school.
Yeah, how dare they? How dare they have to eat with you guys while you guys have peanut butter jelly sandwiches and we can't? I had my peanut butter table.
Because like there was a point in time where they couldn't even
Not
serve
peanut
peanut butter because
Yeah.
someone was so allergic to peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That angered me. I like peanut butter.
I've never had it, so I don't know.
Want to try?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh,
I've
that's-
actually been offered
that's what
lots
we
of times.
Need. Okay, so we use the peanut butter as his lube, and then it just gets big
just
before.
have a few EpiPens ready,
Okay.
and then taste peanut butter for the first time.
If you've
you'll
ever-
know if you
then
like
get,
it
and
or
then
not.
you get all the adrenaline energy from the EpiPen.
Have you
And you're like,
ever-
yeah, I'm ready to go.
Have you ever smelled something and you're like, this smells like death, and you're like, think that in your entire life, because that's what peanut butter is. Like every time I smell peanut butter, I'm like, death. So like every single time I smell it, I just think it like correlate it with like
dying.
disgusting death. So I hate the smell of peanut butter because it just smells like I'm gonna die. So even if I'm not allergic to it in the future, I'm gonna be like, no, because I just it just will not go away.
How does it feel to like be around people who just eat poison on the daily?
It's disgusting, actually.
eating
Really?
death.
I'm
Like
just eating
honestly,
death.
I love eating death.
like seeing people eat like this huge, like, and they're just like, and like,
Nico,
they just like and everywhere. I'm
So
like,
you never had ants on a log as a kid?
you realize?
Ants are
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know what that is.
I don't
either.
know what that is.
It's where it's a celery stalk with
Oh.
peanut butter on it with raisins.
Oh, okay. I think I've
See,
yeah.
the thing
Ants on a
was,
log.
I just like celery because my parents would actually do that for my brother and my sister, and I would be allergic to it. So they're like, here, have this stick of celery, and I actually really like just plain old celery. It makes your tongue go numb after like two stalks, and then you could just eat the rest of it.
I
and you're
like
like,
celery and stir fries, but that's it.
Yeah.
I could eat a whole thing raw.
Wow.
So,
You could eat a
more
whole thing
importantly,
raw.
back to wasps, smell like shit and carry an
I just
EpiPen.
want to point out that I regularly go through like a kilogram bag of Reese's cups in front of you.
I've never had one, and
never-
yes,
Oh.
they do actually like.
That upsets me because you can never experience a Reese's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
ever.
like the Reese eggs at Easter
Is there a
time.
way? Is there like a
the
medicine
eggs
that
are
you can
better.
take to give you temporary like immunity
No.
to it? No.
I could have
Temporary
it,
immunity.
I could have an EpiPen, and I'll be like, okay, let's try it. Oh, I'm dying. Pshoo. Oh, there goes like $500 just to try this Reese's egg.
It'd be worth it.
Worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You
If
gotta
it's
say
egg,
that,
it's
but
worth
I,
it.
I don't like the
Dude, chocolate and peanut butter?
but peanut butter just by itself. I don't like the flavor. Like some
How do you know?
How do you know?
because I know the smell.
But have you ever had
Is
a
it
peanut butter
lightning
cookie?
outside? I think it might be.
It's cool.
Maybe.
It's either that or just a light flashing. Anyway, I know the smell, and I have actually had like bits of something before, and then I'm like, I know what this is, and you take it out and you spit it out, and like you rinse out your mouth like crazy, and you're like, tastes like.
That was a disgusting face.
I know that's what it tastes like.
Yeah.
I didn't have to explain it.
No, not a disgusted face, a disgusting face. Like your face
Oh
looked
yeah.
disgusting.
Oh yeah. Take a look at this shit, guys.
Woo!
Woo.
Rain.
Tonight's
Yeah,
gonna be the
nice.
night of the one
Yeah.
like power outage that you'll get.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's not our address, by the way. I just put in West Seneca. That's really weird. If you
What
put in
is
West
that
Seneca,
address?
New York, it just goes to 979.
Is that where
Road.
there would be like a weather thing?
Maybe that's like it's the center of where we live. Oh yeah, this is like. Yeah, it's like the center of the town or something. Because I bet no, it isn't. Because it says what the. What
Zoom
the
in
hell, Google?
enhance.
Zoom in hand. Anyway, so it looks like rain starting in 25 minutes and
Woo-hoo.
kind of nice. Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
Too bad we can't hear it.
Yeah. Too bad we're in an acoustically isolated room.
Hey, there's someone going into their house.
Well, avoiding nests in the wild is pretty straightforward. It's a different story when trying to make your home their home. These flying anthropods of the Hemioptera order often like to build their nests in or around structures that have already been built, like under eaves of your house, in trees and bushes, and even on children's play sets. Oh, they love children.
I have stories.
Predators.
Oh, stories about
Okay,
children. Are you
okay.
gonna tell a children's story?
Well, no, I just work with
I'm
kids.
reading. You are you can usually tell
Are
the
you
difference
reading?
between a beehive, hornet nest, or wasp colony based on the appearance. An umbrella-shaped nest with a hexagonal cells is the home of a paper wasp. A smooth football-shaped nest belongs to hornets. Wasps flying in and out of the hole in the ground or a building are usually yellow jackets, and if the nest is made of a waxy substance, you're most certainly looking at a beehive. But beehives can also be inside walls, hollow trees, sheds, abandoned rodent dens, and in the ground as well. If you come across any of these nests around your home, consider calling a professional to remove them, like the Fox Pest Control.
Oh yeah.
Aha.
We have a company called Fox Pest Control. I love that.
There are a lot of sprays and traps on the market, but removing the nests themselves can be dangerous and not get them all with proper tools. Which is funny because when I was a kid, we always used to love
Smashing beehives,
smashing beehives.
lighting them up.
That or we would do Molotov cocktails to hornets' nests.
Knowing where you like grew up, I could totally see that.
Wait, where'd he grow up?
Well, it was. It became a.
I can't whisper and like
This
turn
is
and
how
face
you.
you.
This is how you became fast as a kid, because
How you became fast.
Because the slow ones are got.
Oh, yeah, you had to run.
because what you would
But-
do is like you ran a lot faster when you knew
But is
your
it,
life was on the line to get bee stings.
did you always have that one slow friend that you would have that just in case? I was that slow friend.
The sacrifice.
Oh, no.
I was the sacrifice most of the times. Like
I'm gonna throw a rock at this beehive. Don't. I can't run today.
Stand next to me. Okay. Okay.
Run.
I was that slow friend. I didn't actually get stung, but that's because I was like,
Just
oh, you're
fast
gonna
enough.
throw it? Okay.
You smelled like shit.
Wait 2 seconds.
Self-defense mechanism.
This is not a safe space. I need a safe space. You hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry. I've always loved like when there's like a gigantic hornet's nest and you can see them all, and you're like, I'm gonna fuck you guys over. And you just like whip a rock or something, and it just goes right through it, and you're like, now you run.
There was a GIF that had one, and like this like old timey car that someone kept in like their front lawn forever, and they opened the door and the entire front seat was just a giant beehive, and it was literally the entire seat. It looked like a person that was just a beehive, and like the person just had like the smoker because it was like an actual professional that like, smoked, and like you just see like a swarm of bees just like lift off of it, and they're like. And they back away fast. They're like, A cloud of bees.
Bee bomb.
I could see it. So we have the bee bomb, and we can also have the ant shotgun, and you get the peanut pump. All together in a three-part package.
So what I find hilarious is right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to key Pharaoh over the weather map like chroma, like green screen, but of course there's no green screen, so it's not working very well. So this is where I'm at, okay? But here's the thing: if I select blue, he shows up, and if I select like skin tones, he goes.
The eyes.
He goes away.
The eyes. Oh my god, the eyes. Oh,
That is the creepiest fucking thing.
I am uncomfortable.
We don't have a fucking green screen, so I can't do it. But it's like it's
Oh,
so
God.
bad.
Oh god, the eyes.
So anyway,
Oh my god.
There's a green screen in my car.
yeah, no.
If you're being pestered by bees, don't swat at any of them.
Oh,
Don't
thanks.
swallow them.
Don't swallow them. If you're being pestered by bees, it is right not to swallow any of them.
To breathe.
Yeah,
Do not breathe in bees. They are not a good source of oxygen.
Don't breathe this.
If you do get stung, leave the area immediately. Most bees, hornets, wasps release an alarm pheromone that when the sting that could attract a lot more bees to you. However, if you're being surrounded by hornets or wasps, you have to be a little bit more careful. They're more sensitive to movement.
What if there's like bee furries?
So you have to run, but at the same time you can't because they
Walk briskly.
walk briskly, act like a tree.
make like a tree and leave.
Oh no. Dang. I wasn't actually gonna. Oh yeah, tiny little.
Simon Bernal explains on Core Up that flailing, yelling, or running can make you look more of a threat. Unless you've destroyed their nest or something else extremely enough to cause a full-on swarm, you're better off staying calm and moving away slowly with your head down and eyes closed. I can't see anything. I think having your head down, eyes closed, running through a forest is probably the worst thing you can do.
I want to
Just
see
walk
it, though.
away. The bees will forget that you destroyed their hive.
I want to see it.
If you destroyed a hornet and wasp nest and are being swarmed, or you're being attacked by more aggressive flying insects like so-called killer bees, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has a few tips for escaping. Run away as fast as you can.
I love how they're specifically like, yeah, if you want to be a dipshit and destroy hives,
You want to be a bit.
Yeah, if you want.
Don't stop to help others, like the elderly or children,
Okay, working with
unless you absolutely need to.
working with children, I would love this, and just like see like I swear we'd be like, fuck you,
Fuck you, kids! Sorry, Grandma!
use them, throw them at the bees, and then feed them to the bees first.
I love how it's like the opposite of what they tell you on airlines. Like, you know, make sure to secure their oxygen mask before securing your own. It's just like the opposite. It's like, fuck off. I'm going to run.
Don't stop to help others unless they absolutely need it. Do not stop until you reach shelter, like a vehicle or a building. Never jump into water, because bees will actually wait for you to come up to get air.
That is true.
I know that's true.
Most people don't know that's true.
Buy a snorkel. Oh, but then they could go inside the snorkel.
Yep.
Yeah, then you'd be breathing in. You'd be breathing.
Breathing bees! I can think of that stupid animation. Bees!
Oh yeah, you mean the
Bee Man?
No. The one I'm thinking of is the Oprah Winfrey gif.
No.
Okay.
It was the
You guys know
superhero.
you guys know the classic Oprah Winfrey one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that one.
Pull your shirt over your head and run to protect your face, mouth, and eyes. Don't swat at the bees as you run. Move when it attracts them, and dead bees emit a smell that attracts more to you. Call 911 to report a stinging attack.
911.
911, I'm running right now.
Bees! Bees!
There's so many bees.
They like drive along you so you can jump in the car and then they can speed off. Like,
911. What's your emergency?
Bees.
I'm running as fast as I can.
Even if you escape a swarm, you'll likely be stung a few times. Honeybee stingers continue to pump venom into the wound as long as it stays in you, so it is important to remove them as soon as possible. Do not try to pull them out with tweezers or your fingers, since it will just squeeze more venom into the wound. Use your fingernails or a dull blade knife at the edge of the credit card to scrape off the stinger of your skin sideways. As shown in the video above, theoretically, the average person can handle about 10 honeybee stings per pound of body weight, meaning that an adult can withstand more than 1,100 stings
Let's try it.
if they're not allergic.
Yeah, we need.
Yeah, let's test this.
Let's put someone in a room. I vote the bull because he's here, and
You
see
vote
how
me?
The bull is also the most outside of all of us.
10 honeybee stings per pound of body weight. So if you're over 200 pounds, you can do 2,000 stings.
Awesome. Let's do it.
put it all in one room. Just push you in with like no clothing on.
But
just
this is definitely not something you should test out.
No.
I
Damn it.
mean,
Way to ruin it, news article.
No, how would you even
Come
get a
on.
hold of 2,000 bees? Honestly, I don't think
Be
they
a
make
bee bomb.
Copper?
Yeah, bee bomb. You're right.
Yeah, you just convert the ant shotgun into a bee shotgun. They just fly back and sting you. Because you just shot them out of a gun. All right.
And then they have like things with teeth, not stingers, how to survive them.
Nice. You guys ready to go on break?
sure. I'm thirsty.
I don't know. Am I thirsty? I mean, I'm thirsty for like, cock, but I don't know if I'm thirsty for like,
But are you always thirsty?
for the,
Ooh.
yeah, I don't know.
Dun, 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 dun.
Very nice.
I thought you were gonna keep going.
I thought you were gonna
You
keep
should
going
have kept
too.
going. Should have sang the whole song karaoke.
Na, 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 na.
You don't even know the words?
No, I was just trying to get Nico going.
Oh.
Oh, why?
Do it. Do it. Do it.
No.
You should
Going
play
on
the
break.
you should play the Africa cover by
No, not Weezer.
Ninja Sex Party.
Oh, okay. That,
Yeah.
Oh, and then,
that one's fine. Not
yeah, I don't want to get content ID'd. All right, we'll be back, guys.
Friday Night Tech.
Nope, it is not Friday Night Tech.
Son of a bitch.
FurCast.
Wrong jingle. Support for FurCast comes from Patreon users, including Blaze Fusky, Shame on the Photon Wizard, Fayun, Oliver Fox, Energize the Wolf, Sweetie Darling, Cat Nuck, Parafen, Jake the Husky, A New Fox, Riley the Wusky, Binary Paws, Fireline Coyote, Code Yax, Nishoba Silverwolf, Loop, Tukiri, Red Maple, Lieutenant Fox, Doxy, Arceus the Tiny Tiger, Legalize a Woo, Meru Snowmew, Jeb with an uppercase E and lowercase L, D Otter, Ski Sharp, Nether Lynx, Josh the Kazoo, Kilo Big Cat Coyote, Frost Wolgon, Wop, Adrian the Husky, Taru the Yellow-Nosed Doggo, Archon the Four-Eyed Dragon, Leon Wolfheart, Jax the Husky, Gwen the Bat aka Deep Mode, Decibel Fox, Zoopy Zoo the Oreo Tiggy, Vertical Feline, Fuzzy the Fox, Crazy Wolf, A Certain Horse, and Gaia Wellen.
Additional support come from social media. Twitter users, Commander Wolf 3, Alpha Werefox, Magic 7 Wolf, Kazro Fox, XSS Fox, Cody Fox with 3 X's, Dark Wolf Beats 14, Drop Table Foxes, Dapper Panther, Jesse A. Carver, Cyrus L, Mike Chrome Fox, Malactus on Twitter at Virtual Fox, Zelig on Twitter at Stealthy Dragon, 12 on Twitter at The Lion Thing, Shua on Twitter at Pulsing Panther, Kota Winter on Twitter at Dakota Wolf 12. And from YouTube channels, Hi You Martin,
Additional support for FurCast comes from Devin D. Parlitz and the Furry Hockey League at furryhockeyleague.com, Macro Wolf at macrowolf.com, Shisha Sheppy, Who's a Good Boy, Record Not Found in Table Foxes with primary key Dark Fox DK, Harry Who Ink Pen Mouse at harrywho.com, Nadia Mayer, who says, Tars are tarific. Invest in a tar fursona today. Patty, who says, what Socks says is true. Socks, who says, what Patty says is not true. Nectris the Koi Dog Rogue, furry tabletop enthusiast since 2009. Saucy Fox, who says, I'm trash. Raccoons, HMU. Fishmeister Cod, still not a furry since February 2011. Sorcerer Dale, the Kilted Dragon. Find me on Telegram at Sorcerer Dale. Spurrigs, still working on muzzles since 2015. Cody's Customs, specializing in gas and diesel truck builds. Max Shepard, who says, fluffy Norwegian hugs to everyone. Little Sunshine and Scootaloo with the unofficial XBN Xbox app at patreon.com/horseapps. FurCast's #1 Wimpy fan, Tyler the Wesky. Chris Dale on FA, specializing in toonie art. I'm a couch, and you can too. Find out more on Twitter at @signatar. The Church of Issoire, worshipping lynx since the year Tuft. X the Fox, the real blue fox. Deal with it. Kumo, wishing everyone a colon-3 day. To Bunny Boy, who says at Paradox, bunnies are friends, not food. Super Dwarf with anthrolinks.net. Skycorp, creating transformative technologies for mature audiences at skycorp.global. Zoopy Zo, supporting Tim Tam Anonymous meetings. Disc Cookie, creating procedural beat maps for VR rhythm games. Kranos, who says circles are rubbish. Meds the Fox, and Mississippi Anthropomorphics, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/msanthro. Techwin, TC Fox, and Kaiwana of the Infosec Den in Wellington, New Zealand. Sylvan Scott on Fur Affinity with macro, micro, and hyper fiction stories. Shadowclaw Studios, check out our Facebook page for links to our gaming streams. The Feline Support Alliance, mowing down the No! No! I give up. I'm done. Okay. The Feline Support Alliance, mowing down the competition. Why? Flipping. I'll back up. The Feline Support Alliance. The Feline Support Alliance, mowing down the competition. No, not okay. Jacket Airlines, we still and always will land on our feet. Good luck, Pharaoh. So, because he still works there, right? Silver Gatomon at patreon.com/silvergatomon. And Cheetah Paws for a daily dose of bulgy arts. Support him at patreon.com/Cheetah Paws.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and from listeners like you. To become a patron and learn more about supporting FurCast, visit furcast.fm/donate.
This is XBN.
You guys are listening to FurCast on XBN. Coming up next, something from the YouTube library. This is a Jeremy Blake track. He's got a bunch of tracks in there now. They're royalty free. You can download them for free. And you guys should check out Jeremy Blake's YouTube channel in general. Red means recording. It's fucking awesome. So is this track. We'll be back. You guys are listening to FurCast Live on XBN. We're back from a music break. So, I think you guys had a few more like articles and things to read, I imagine. Now the other mics are on. There we go.
I wanted you to read the tech one.
You wanted me to read the tech one? All right, I did get that one ready, so if you want me to do it next, I can.
Okay.
So I guess that's a yes. Okay.
Yes.
All right, let me just find a track to play. How about... Yeah, I'll do this one. I actually like this track. All right, sweet. This person's revenge against the imposter using their email address is hilariously evil. Two things are pretty much universal about humans. We all hate spam emails, okay, maybe with a couple exceptions, and we all love a good revenge story. So what would you do if you got the chance to deal payback on a person signing you up to junk mail lists? Canadian Redditor U/F3N-man. Funman? Finman? I don't know. Had been receiving spam for years thanks to a stranger in Nebraska giving out his email address to companies. But when his e-impersonator upgraded their truck, Fenman, I'm just going to call him Fenman, saw a chance to get his own back. The Nebraskan No Goodrick's new vehicle came with a satellite radio service that required an email address. So, of course, they gave the Canadian counterparts. But it turns out they really should have read the small print because the radio service also gave the owner the ability to track the truck using GPS, lock and unlock it, start and stop the engine, and even beep the horn and panic button. Using his email login, Funman ordered a vehicle health report, lock the doors, start the engine, turn on the lights, beep the horn, and to really get the message across, he gave the account a pointed label, quote, "Stop using my email address." After years of this guy using my email address as a spam account, I got my revenge. He signed up for my email up for SiriusXM, which gives me the ability to beep his horn. And there's a bunch of screenshots. Question, I totally honk his horn whenever I'm bored taking a dump. Honk the horn. Commuting to work, honk it a few times. Wake up in the middle of the night for a pee, honk it about 10 times. Another post, can you control the radio too? If so, I think this classifies as psychological warfare. Another reply, set off the alarm every time you get a new email in your spam folder. That's a good one. Although luckily people pointed out a fatal flaw in one of the more popular proposals, you should just turn the car on at random times throughout the day and night and hope that eventually runs out of gas and leaves him stranded somewhere. Edit, I see that you are concerned about it being a household garage and thus being potential for CO2 poisoning. Good on you for thinking of that. It completely slipped my mind. Yeah, that's a good catch. Others shared their own stories about dealing with erroneously given away, details being erroneously given away and how they got their own revenge. You and me both, man. Ed in Florida, I now know where you live because you didn't double check your email when you ordered that pizza. Tell your uncle to stop sending racist jokes. LOL, awesome revenge. Someone in New Jersey used my phone number as a spam account. It was annoying as shit. Finally, they signed me up for Jersey Mike's points program, which I could monitor. They went there a lot. I would swoop in there for a free sub at least once a week. Revenge never tasted so good. Another user described how his attempts to contact the person using his email address during a house purchase led to a drastic discovery. I replied to all to let them know they had the wrong email address. They wrote, telling the person who replied, please do get them to stop. I get quite a lot of emails where they've used it and it's getting annoying, getting emails, blah, blah, blah. I then got a reply, the user continued, I'm his wife and I'll deal with it. Whoops. With annoying or malicious spam messages according to more than half of all email, or accounting for more than half of all email, it's no surprise that people want to avoid receiving it, and no surprise that people are annoyed when they've signed up for it against their will. But there's an obvious way to keep your inbox clean without making a stranger thirst for vengeance, as one level-headed Redditor pointed out. Why don't those people just make a spam email account with fake info? It takes like 40 seconds. Another tale of technological vigilante justice. Click here to see what happened. Okay, so I'm not going to click. So, by the way, pro tip, if you're like me and you have a G Suite account, you can use a different email address for every single thing you sign up for, which means when you suddenly start receiving spam email on that address, you know who leaked your email. Also, on Gmail, I believe, in particular, you can do your email plus and then whatever you want at gmail.com, and that will still go to you and it will show that that's where they sent it to. So for instance, for my Creative Cloud, I use my name plus CC for Creative Cloud at, and then my, the rest of my email address, which is my domain. And that way, if they ever leak my email, I know that they leaked it. So just like pro tip there for anybody who has either G Suite or Gmail. I would assume that Office 365 has something similar for anybody who uses that. If you use Hotmail, why? And if you use Yahoo, I don't know. Yahoo might have a feature similar to that. But yeah, TLDR, there are ways to get around. There's ways to figure out where spam comes from, and that's one of the great tricks, is just give out a different email address every time you do something, and have it all go to the same inbox. Anywhoozle, I'm going to jump back to the other thing over there. So, any of you guys have a thing?
Sextile brothel is coming to Toronto
I had the exact same thing open.
in 7 days.
7 days.
Grand opening.
Mark it on your calendars.
Mark it.
September 8th. That's next Saturday.
All right.
Want to take a trip to Toronto?
I mean, I do, but not for that.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Be the first one to get rough and ragged with a sextile.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Pharaoh's camera died.
Are you going to read more?
Yeah, by the way, does anybody want to buy a Sony A7 III? Because I'm selling mine. It's a piece of shit.
September 8th to December 15th, 25% off.
Oh boy. It should be like a percentage off later because then they're all used.
So wait, do you just buy these, or do you like
well,
go and
you
use them?
probably buy them for like a certain amount of time. You use it, and then you give it back, and then they clean it.
So this
Ones if
is
you just want to cuddle.
I want to buy a doll to cuddle just for an afternoon.
they probably have cuddle dolls that don't have any holes.
Oh.
I think that'd be more expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, they're getting. Oh, Jesus. So customers will be charged between $60 and $742.
It's a wide variety of services there.
Yeah. Jeez.
What are you doing to this doll?
For the time with the dolls, and our promise that each are thoroughly sanitized between clients. I mean, for $742, you should just buy it, and you should be able to walk home with it.
I feel like I just picture them like just being sent to like a dishwasher. Like you're just tossing the doll in. It's like an industrial dishwasher.
I mean, how else would you clean it?
It's like a dry cleaning rack that just.
What if that was your job? Like, I am a sex doll cleaner.
They have some poor worker in the back room.
You get like one toothbrush
with
like
a rag, just digging their hand into the hole and
get it all out.
yeah. No good.
Aurora Dolls claims to be the first in North America to offer the sexual services with the most beautiful silicone ladies. Why aren't there silicone men?
Yeah, I was about to say.
The sexist.
A non-descriptive Toronto shopping plaza is set to welcome a new tenant in September that advertised itself as the first sex doll brothel in North America. Can we go to the grand opening? Not even to like.
Can you just like interview people and make it like a FurCast exclusive interview?
FurCast live coverage from the
live
opening
coverage.
of the Toronto sex
Live
doll
from
brothel.
sex doll brothel.
Well, I think it's more funny because it's in a like shopping plaza, so it'd be like. Our shopping plaza that's right down here,
got your Dollar
like
Tree,
Southgate
your
Plaza. You're clothing Bonton,
Right.
You got the Bonton.
Oh, yeah,
you
what
have
your
sex
Dollar
doll
Tree,
shop.
Can we buy the
GameStop.
abandoned Bonton?
make the second sex doll?
I don't know. I've always wanted to own a warehouse.
There's a lot of things.
For
you wanna
what?
do.
What would you?
I don't know, just to throw parties or something. Why do I have to have a
all I
reason?
can think of is the like Bart Simpson, like Simpsons thing where he like buys a warehouse and there's like a fire extinguisher and just a rolly chair. He's just like, whee!
Yep.
I feel like the mannequins would haunt you though.
Yeah.
They're selling mannequins at the Bonton.
I know.
I
they
know,
are.
but then you can use the mannequins so you can start your own business. You can make your own sex doll business. Just cut a hole.
Out of mannequin.
Oh, that sounds sharp.
It's just like rough plastic.
Some people like it rough.
Sharp. What if they like it sharp?
A non-descriptive Toronto shopping plaza is set to welcome a new tenant in September that is advertising itself as the first sex doll brothel in North America. Aurora Dolls.
Aura.
Aura.
There's,
Aurora.
there's no other R's. It's just aura.
Aura.
Yes.
Oral dolls.
Arable.
Oral.
Oreo dolls.
Aura.
I mean, they would be cream filled. These dolls.
Aura.
I'm okay with it.
Aura Dolls, which will operate alongside a nail salon, massage parlor, and dry cleaner. Promises
See, that's how they clean it.
Yeah,
They have the dry cleaner there.
perfect location.
they just bring it next door.
Promises to bring its patrons an exciting new way to achieve their needs without the many restrictions and limitations that real partners may come with.
Pharaoh. I have a depressing CBC link. Sex doll brothel not going ahead in North York Plaza, counselor says. Property owner has canceled the lease for Aura Dolls,
Damn
which offers
it.
services for silicone ladies.
Damn.
It says the property owner at 4632 Young Street has canceled the lease for Aura Dolls after city staff contacted the owner. Aura Dolls is slated to open September 8th. The business will not be opening. The lease got canceled by the landlord. It was a problem, and now it is no longer a problem. In the course of a week, I have a long list of problems, and this is the one that got checked off as being solved. Toronto councillor says sex doll brothel breaks city bylaws. Sex doll brothel turns women into objects, says critic. But really?
I think
Tracy?
it more turns objects
That's
into
how come they
women.
needed the men ones. Because if they had the men ones, they'd be like, no, we're not turning women into objects. We're turning people.
We're turning
into
people into
Council of
objects.
Cities received dozens of calls and emails starting last Monday in opposition to the planned opening of a brothel. He said the company put up posters and poles in the Young Street and Shepherd Avenue area to advertise its business. Quote, there was a lot of uproar in the community. I investigated the situation and contacted the city staff, and we were determined that it would not be of legal use there. City staff contacted the business owner and the property owner, and the lease was canceled, he said.
It's terrible.
Phil said the community residents consider the proposed business, quote, totally inappropriate because it would have been located at the heart of a community near an intersection where 25,000 people live within walking distance of 4 elementary schools. Residents considered it not desirable business for their neighborhood, he said. It is probably inappropriate for any neighborhood. It's very dehumanizing. It literally objectifies women, and I'm not sure what value it adds to any neighborhood. And there's a picture of the plaza place there.
4 elementary schools.
He said the cancellation of the lease means
skipping
city.
recess to get their rocks off.
He said the cancellation of the lease means the city no longer has to take legal action against the business, which would have of course required a lot of time and effort.
But it had free parking for customers.
They had free parking.
It's one of the things on their website.
I blame the landlord as much as anybody. In the same plaza, there is a pot dispensary and a massage parlor. The business is. If the business had opened, it would have been in violation of a zoning bylaw because it would have fit the definition of adult entertainment. A license is needed to operate such a business, he added, and it would not have received one from the city because use of the building for that purpose in that neighborhood would not have been permitted.
They have pictures of all
Well,
their
damn.
dolls.
So now
And
they need to relocate.
So now they just need to relocate, yeah. I mean, you could probably still do it in Toronto. Just you gotta
There's a
do it.
picture of all their dolls.
And the company's marketing director,
It's creepy.
It's really creepy.
They
They all
look-
have
they look
they all have
really
like little
Claire-
descriptions.
Claire Lee told City News that there were no human staff in the brothel section and that the customers are unlikely to bump into a single person during their visit. That's even more awkward.
Yeah, you're pretty unlikely to run into someone.
So there's no one staffing it, yet you walk in and like put like $1, like $100 bill, like into like a slot
It's
machine.
like a vending machine.
But you just it opens a door.
And
Oh
it's
my
just
god,
your
you
own
could
little
book
private
online
room.
for it.
Oh god.
You can book online.
Yeah. And they have
They
things
put their
like
payment down on the counter and they go straight to the room. She said, "We don't have staff there, just a camera. The payment is taken at the beginning. You go into the room at any time and just leave."
Just a camera. Oh.
Then who washes it? When's if you get one that's like, when's if someone else uses the room and then like the automated system just makes you go back into that one?
I'm like, I guess my concern is like,
I wanted
so this is just like, if you're just doing errands, you're just picking up some dry cleaning,
No,
and then
it's
you
like
go,
fuck a
and then you
doll.
go
Oh,
for a
that-
massage appointment, and then you really just need to, come in something, so you go and do that, and then you just, go get the rest of your groceries, and then go home.
You got the order so wrong. You have to go drop off your dry cleaning and then go to the sex doll brothel to pass the time.
Right, to pass
Company's
the
website
time.
say that it hopes each visitor can enjoy a fantasy or fetish without judgment or shame and bringing the ultimate sexual experience to their life. Customers will be charged $60 to $742 for the time of the dolls as promised that each of them is thoroughly sanitized between clients. We'll try to focus on the fact that we have this service for men who have these dark, violent fantasies. Instead of putting out the urge to act violently, they can do so in some safe environment.
I don't understand why people say it's objectifying because there's also male sex dolls. It's like, no shit, it's objective. That's the point, is that it's a doll
And not a woman.
and not a person. I don't really care. I'm disappointed that it isn't a thing. But from the looks of the location, though, it's not like downtown. It's like, it's in like a neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's like a small plaza, like where you would find,
Like I said, like
Like the
that,
South-
like
like
the
that
Southgate Plaza.
Yeah, like they should have done
Like
it.
EB Games, Planet Fitness, Sex Doll Brothel.
Dry clean.
I sent you the website, by the way.
Where, on Telegram?
Yeah. It is something.
All right, here, I'll pull it up on
You can't show. You could show it off. There's just a lot of.
Yeah, honey, I'm off to go drop off my dry cleaning. Why do you
Anna.
drop off dry cleaning?
They all have
Erica,
names.
Erica,
young, gorgeous,
Harper,
sweet.
Jasmine, Scarlett,
Scarlett,
Yuki.
the absolute American dream. Yuki, submissive, innocent, and playful.
I think they're all
Anna
pretty
does not look
submissive.
healthy.
Let's click. Yeah, none of them look.
Anna looks like it would hurt.
Welcome to Yuki's profile. She's extremely pleased you've stopped by to check her out. Wow, I'm getting horny reading this, guys. Yuki loves to have fun and is very social, but also enjoys deep, sensual conversations and doesn't mind listening to you all
'Cause she can't
night
talk.
long. Because it's a fucking doll! Yuki loves to create fulfilling
Yuki is available for
experiences.
anal, vaginal, breast, and
Oh,
oral
guys,
sex.
look at this. Age 22. Curves. There's a curve
I'm older
stat.
than you. I'm older
Oh,
than
what
you.
is this? Oh, is this the manufacturer or something?
No, that's escorts. That's
Oh,
real
those
escorts.
are real-
Those
those are
are real women.
Don't do that.
How did that open up? Oh, if you click age 22,
It takes you to 22-year-old escort.
breasts, natural.
They all say natural breasts.
Do they really? That's real escorts right there. Let's see. Ethnicity,
Let's not look at-
Korean.
Just stop clicking.
It goes to,
It's the same link.
like, what? 2 hours, $180.
Oh, you can go to the
Wow.
prices, the rates at the top,
Yeah.
and you can find out how much things are. There you go.
Wow.
$2.
You get $2 for yourself for like near $1,000.
Look at this shit. Like,
I was told it was max $740.
oh, but guys, it's 25% off.
Yeah,
all
so
prices
it's-
listed.
Wait, there's bronze packaging, gold packaging, and platinum packaging.
They don't explain
Coming-
it though.
coming
Yeah, if you just
soon.
want to come back every day.
Address North York announced upon booking. Yeah, about that. It says copyright 2018. Oh, we could email them. It's opening 24 hours, 7 days a week. So even if you're not doing your errands, you can still. Our vision is to bring you an exciting new way to achieve your needs without the many restrictions and limitations that a real partner may come with. We hope that you can enjoy any fantasy. Oh, wow. Yeah, there it is, North York. Yeah, see, that's not a good location, guys. It's not the best location.
You need
That's a
some, do you need? Oh wow. Oh,
Oh, I guess it is sort
You're
of
in the middle of
downtown.
town, stopping at 7-Eleven, grabbing a Slurp, and you're like, oh, man.
I just
Yeah.
want.
You just go to the 7-Eleven right here,
boobs.
and then you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna cross this road. Is there a streetcar nearby? Oh, there's no streetcar. So, you might have to walk. You might have to get the streetcar and then take a walk. Oh, man. Every time I walk by that intersection now, I'm gonna think of that.
Oh boy, they have like our most popular girls. It's Scarlet,
Wow.
Jasmine.
Grand
And
opening,
Harper.
25% off. Check it out. This is just, I don't.
Anna just looks so uncomfortable to me.
It's because you're gay.
I know, but like that just looks like it's uncomfortable. Like it hurts your back. I feel bad for the
Like,
doll.
what hurts your back?
Because the boobs are so big, and I'm like, that looks like it hurts.
Oh,
Hey, don't judge hyper fetish.
I know, but like their backs.
Well,
yeah, those poor dolls are going to get scoliosis.
It's now North America's not first.
Yeah, it's North America's not first, is it? Why, is there another one?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna exist. Also, it's like wording outside a lot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is, yeah. Neat. Yeah. Anyway. So that's the end of that.
Yeah.
There's some good, funny ones
Yeah.
that I got.
Oh, I see Florida Man.
There's a few.
Anything that starts with Florida Man is good.
Someone's read the dog sitting one.
Have you seen the Florida Man Twitter that just posts?
Oh, yeah, we follow it. The FurCast account. There's also Florida Woman.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I'll just read this one then. Dog owner who uses pet sitting services says he found shirtless men lubed in his living room.
Oh, why did that make it so much funnier?
A dog owner in Colorado claims that when he used the dog sitting service to care for his dogs while he was away, he came home to find shirtless men, a bottle of lubricant, and a camera in his living room. Cleet Keller of Colorado Springs told Fox 21 that upon his return home from Monday, around 1 a.m., he came home to several strange things. His dog, nowhere in visible sight. 2 shirtless men were sitting on the living room couch, Keller said. While he asked them to leave, he noticed that there was an open bottle of personal lubricant and a camcorder on the end table. Jimbo, Keller's dog, was reportedly found locked inside the bedroom where he was sitting in his own urine. It's pretty self-explanatory what was going on, Keller said. There is also what I can only assume are bodily fluids on my couch. The unidentified dog sitter, who Keller said he learned was showering in his house when he got home, told the news station she didn't have knowledge of bodily fluids on the couch. She added she used the lubricant to remove her keys, which were stuck in her car. That's what I use lube for all the time. You know, the keys just...
J-Lube, it just like pulls it right out.
Yeah, that's what it's made for.
So I ended up grabbing what I had in my car for things that do on my personal time, the sitter said. I don't think to put it back in my car.
Oh.
Keller said that the scene was just a total mess, and I could only imagine what poor Jimbo saw in there. My dog is scarred. The things he saw them do with lube is
That's pretty horrible, actually.
What? The dog was locked into a room
And peed.
And peed.
So it means it was in there for a bit.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'd feel bad about. Why don't you let the dog out?
Well, the dog could have been scared to be locked in a room and then peed, too.
Well, it's probably just because it had to go pee outside. And they just didn't. I don't know. I don't know the dog. I'm not judging it.
I'm not judging the dog. This is not about dog judgment. The dog is not on trial here. The two shirtless men with personal lubricant in the living room with a video camera is on trial.
So was it a girl and a guy, or is it just two guys? Because they said it's she.
I think it said 2 shirtless men.
I know, but then it said.
But then there was a girl filming.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Everyone likes their things.
Oh.
Oh.
WAG, the dog sitting service, which Keller said. So, WAG, when you just come home and there's 2 people in pup play.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Fucking on your couch. While a girl's recording it. It's a good service to get into.
It just sounds so not dirty, but just like, I don't want to pay for a girl to watch. That's the issue.
That's your issue.
Yep.
I don't want a girl to watch.
No.
I don't want a girl to watch. That's my issue with it. Not the people in pup play, lubricant, and guys fucking in the end of a couch in a stranger's house, video recording it.
Yep.
Just, I don't like the girl there.
Nope.
Wow.
Sad part is that actually was like what my reaction was in my head. I'm just gonna take a sip.
WAG, the dog sitting service, which Keller said he used to find someone to watch his pup, told Fox News that they launched an investigation on what allegedly took place in Keller's home and have suspended the dog sitter. We have launched an investigation into this incident and suspended the sitter from our platform. The circumstances around this incident are unacceptable, and we expect everyone on our platform to conduct themselves in a professional manner in people's homes. The statement we read, we have worked closely with dog owners to restore this trust in WAG and appreciate his understanding. The trust and safety of WAG community is very important to us. The company also said that it uses a thorough vetting process for the dog walkers and sitters, which includes social security number to trace several criminal checks. Keller's dog sitter, who had 4.96 out of 5-star rating on WAG and had a combined total of 305 dog walks and sittings, passed all of the background checks, the company said.
Okay, just because you have sex doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Yeah, but doing it in a stranger's home without permission is a little...
That is, but...
Doing anything that could cause damage in a stranger's home is, not good. All right, I got one. Florida man.
Always good.
Always
Well,
good.
in this article, too, there's Times Square streets shut down after bees swarm hot dog stands.
We just have to keep on doing it to bees.
Yeah. Keep doing it with the bees. Florida man attempts to rob Krispy Kreme, demands money and donuts.
Well, of course, it's Krispy Kreme.
A Tallahassee, Florida man. I don't know. I'm not. I mean, Krispy Kreme is okay if it's fresh, but if it's
robbing
not,
a store of Krispy
but
Kreme,
it is
you're
a
going to get
Krispy Kreme.
fresh donuts.
See, I don't know. I'm a little salty about Krispy Kreme because all the Krispy Kremes here closed, and all we have now are like
Tim Hortons, which their donuts are.
Tim Hortons is pretty good, better than
donuts
Dunkin'
are
Your
Donuts.
donut, the donut you like are good.
I
but like
personally-
anything that has like the chocolate on it is like. Just,
I could
Yeah.
speak personally that all the Tim Hortons donuts are disgustingly awful because they're all freeze-dried donuts, not made fresh at all.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. But the old-fashioned glaze though, oh, it's so good. I love that.
No,
donut.
the old-fashioned glaze for Krispy Kreme, when they were hot, they fucking melted in your mouth, and it was a fucking orgasm. Were
Yeah.
the delicious ones.
Also, a question: do you have to ring the bell every single time you get Florida Man, or, like the word Florida Man?
No, we never ring the bell for Florida Man
I
normally.
thought you did.
No. We ring it for puns or the word allegedly. Yeah.
Go on.
He said allegedly, and then I said it.
Take
A
that.
Tallahassee, Florida man demanded more than just cash when he allegedly attempted to rob a Krispy Kreme in Gainesville on Friday. According to police, he also asked for some donuts. Oh, okay then. I'd imagine he would ask for donuts. The suspected robber, identified as Swatsu A. Wright, 45, by the Gainesville Sun, allegedly tried to rob the donut shop around 1:20 a.m. on Friday, demanding $10, $20, and some donuts. An employee told officers with Gainesville Police Department, according to a statement posted to Facebook. She was shocked and didn't respond. And then the robber repeated the same demand. The clerk summoned another employee, and the robber made the same demands again. I mean, like, the guy's
I
like,
want
"Give me some
$20."
money and some donuts." Well, here, let me have you speak to the manager. And the manager comes out, "Give me some money and some donuts." Like, what do you? The two clerks then called for their male colleague, who is in the back of the donut shop, when Wright made his demands. When the male clerk arrived, he told Wright to leave. Okay. Wright left, but was found by police walking south of Krispy Kreme and was arrested shortly after. According to the Gainesville Police Department, Wright admitted to asking for money and wanted a donut off the, quote, secret menu. Instead of a secret menu donut and cash, he got a trip to the county jail, police said. I'm disappointed by this.
See, I think the thought of them just being so calm and just saying, like, please leave. Like, what would you even say if you were honestly robbing a store and
Here's a
everyone was
donut.
just
Leave.
Not intimidated, so calm,
Take it. Please
just
go.
gave you a donut and we're like, okay,
We won't call the cops. Just go home.
Here's a dozen donuts. Just go home.
Don't even worry about it. Just leave.
It's on me.
it's fine, take them.
It costs like $10. Just go. My phone went. I have one, I guess. If you're
Okay.
done, just to keep on a theme.
All right, a theme.
The theme.
Is it the theme of Florida Man?
Kinda. Florida woman allegedly on crack. Meth runs naked to get away from giant spider. Police say. That's
Okay.
that's a hard.
So that's difficult.
Okay,
man.
let's
So wait,
dissect that
wait a minute.
title.
So wait a minute. Let's see. So first of all, is the spider real or not?
But you don't know.
We don't know.
You might need the crack and the meth to see it.
Yeah.
Because it might be invisible for
Not
any of
just
us normal
crack,
people.
not just meth. Crack and meth.
Yeah, you need both. The combination of the two.
combination of the two enables you to see this spider that is invisible to normal people.
Giant spider.
Giant
spider.
spider. Wow. Okay.
And obviously, you can't have clothes when you see this giant spider.
No.
No.
Because it
It's
will
the
use its webbing to like pull the clothes
well, you know
in.
what it
It
is?
puts the clothes.
The giant spider probably only attacks naked people.
Allegedly.
No,
right.
clothed people.
Oh no, clothed people. Oh, that's
Yep.
it. That's it. That's it. You got to get naked, and then it can't see you anymore.
Because like the silk won't stick to your skins, but it
See,
will
we
stick
fig-
to your
I'm sorry,
like clothing.
We figured this out in like 30 seconds. Why couldn't this person figure this out?
I just like that her face completely resembles like how most people can be when they listen to this conversation. So if you look at the article,
mugshot.
her mugshot like looks like she just listened to us talk about this, and just is like, pull it up, you can see it.
Like that.
It is like the perfect representation of just like someone listening to us like complain. There it is. Just like
yeah, that's
okay.
yeah. There you
A
go.
woman in St. Petersburg, Fla, reportedly told authorities that she took off her clothes and ran through a park naked in an attempt to get away from a quote-unquote giant spider. The woman identified as 40-year-old Danielle Dolores Teeples. I want to call it Teeples. Also admitted to police that she had taken drugs such as crystal meth and crack cocaine prior to taking off her clothes. I mean, that's just...
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to,
You
step
have
by
to.
step, right?
yeah.
You can't take the drugs and get naked at the same
No.
exact time. That's a little challenging.
You have to do the drugs first.
Yep.
There's a process. Witnesses who observed Teeples on Sunday told police that the woman was, quote, acting erratically. Well, I mean, if you saw the giant spider, you would be acting erratically
Jeez,
too.
people are so like
Judging.
Yeah, people are so judgmental.
It's a judge-free zone.
Yeah.
I know. Rubbing her hands through her hair and on parts of her body while running through the park. Well, it depends on what parts, because she's naked, so that's gross. Teeples, who allegedly refused to put her clothes back on.
Thank you.
Back on initially, was later arrested and charged with indecent exposure, the station reported. That's the end.
Oh.
Yeah. That is like I thought it was gonna go somewhere.
They never caught the spider.
It's just repeating exactly
Spider's
what
still
the
at
title
large.
is, but
So
just-
if anybody, can we
Get
get some? Spider's still at large.
Because it's a big spider.
Spider is still at large.
I feel like
That was unintentional.
we need some volunteers to like get
Spider
take some
hunting.
drugs and find this spider so that we can actually get rid of it.
You gotta find it. What if that actually was like completely true? Like if you
there
take
was a giant
if you
spider.
take crack and if you take meth at the same time, like your clothes just like melt away and then you see all these giant spiders everywhere.
I love
and they're trying to kill you.
Laser thing in
And they're
chat,
real.
which says step 1, take stimulant drugs. Step 2, develop psychosis. Step 3, see giant spider. Step 4, get naked. I mean, like I said,
That's the quickest way to get saved from giant spiders. I
Yeah.
mean, how fast did the police get there to save her from the giant spiders?
True.
Because see, when
If you get naked and run
here's the
anywhere,
thing. Here's the thing,
you're
when
going to get
naked,
saved.
You're
You have less
exposed,
drag.
so you can push the spiders off.
But they're
like,
giant.
You've got clothes, and
But they're
in your
giant, so they're gonna be
clothes.
on top of you. Like how big is giant? Is giant like a
It
house?
must be a visibility thing. They can only see you when you're wearing clothes.
I think it's more of an aerodynamic thing, sort of like
All
how
they see is
swimmers
clothes.
try to
Oh,
wear-
it definitely
wear
is an
clothes
speedos
vision.
and the
I
headgear.
really like the aerodynamic theory. I
Yeah.
think that's probably the
You got
yeah.
the naked aerodynamics going on. It just keeps you going.
See, like, police sometimes aren't the fastest to respond, but they're always fast to respond to naked people. So, I mean, like, if someone's, like, in your house and you don't know, just run outside naked screaming. Because,
Well,
you know,
we would
the
have to
police
figure
would be
out-
there so fast. You'd be like, there's someone in my house.
If we refer back to the old article with the dog, how fast did the police come when he saw the naked? Well, I don't know if he was naked, but he
they were
was lubed.
shirtless.
Okay, well, partially naked.
And
If
they
he was
partially
fully naked,
That speeds up
they
the
would
police
go
a little bit
faster.
more.
And they weren't running and screaming. And
True.
they also weren't being chased by a giant spider.
True, but you never know what the lube was actually used for. It could have been like trying to feed the spiders. Spiders like the lube,
No.
or it's just used as an extra protection because like the spider would try to grab you and it just go whoop.
Spiders
This
can't
lube.
grab. They just
They
kind
have
of
mandibles.
They just kind of walk on you, though.
They have mandibles.
I mean, maybe like a really,
That's called
really
a bite,
giant
not a
one.
grab, okay?
Well, it's a
Get your
face grab.
fucking things right.
It's a face grab.
It's not a face grab.
Face grab.
That is a bite. You don't face grab your food.
Yes, you do.
You bite your food.
You grab it with your mouth.
No, you grab it with your hand and place it in your mouth.
Something.
Okay, I don't take like food and be like, I'm gonna place it. Okay, I'm good. No, you bite it and you pull it and you bite it and you grab it with your face.
Yeah, you said you bite it and you pull it, so you can't even say that you
Well,
grab it with your face.
Pull it with your face. You grab
No, you're not
Face
getting
grab.
out of this one. There's no face grabbing for you. Face grabbing is when you put a hand to someone's face and you grab their face.
it. Don't touch me.
There you go. That's a face grab.
Face grab.
Kurt, now have your freaking hand.
I made sure not to touch your glasses.
You touched his glasses.
You are the
I did.
worst.
No, I did not. Did I?
Go home. Yes, you did.
I'm sorry.
Go fuck yourself.
Here,
You're
you
like
can
the
touch-
only person here who can understand the pain of other people touching
Here,
your glasses.
smudge my
No.
glasses as much as you'd like.
No.
You know what will solve this? Just run naked outside, and the police will be here to help with the smudge glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
Clean my glasses.
There's spiders on them.
Giant spiders.
Yeah.
I saw them when I had my glasses off.
So I had to
What
run
the
naked.
fuck
out.
are we talking about?
I don't know.
Giant spiders running away naked.
I know,
smudging
but, like,
glasses.
Running away naked solves all problems.
Okay.
Okay. So you're saying that like the fact that like financially
So
I'm
bees.
kind of
If you have to run away from them, you have to run away naked.
Yep.
wow.
You'll get rescued faster.
Yeah, but they might sting you in like other places.
As if they wouldn't sting you. Okay, here's the thing. You'd get a less concentrated amount of stinging. They'd be more likely to go for your face if you weren't naked.
Yeah, but I don't want to get a sting on like my balls. That would hurt.
But they'd also be more likely to sting on things like your arms that are more exposed, or like your back.
Well, there's only one way we could test it. Someone has to take
So
some crack.
someone has to go
the,
naked.
the giant
Why
spiders.
did they take crack?
Crack and meth. You have to take both.
Why? For getting chased by bees?
Because then you can use the giant spiders to fight the bees.
You're not.
No.
They're not.
Or are they going to
controlling.
work together and then you're going to get fucked? By the giant spiders.
It's a gangbang then at that point.
Yep.
Thieves snatch shark from San Antonio aquarium and wheel it out in a baby carriage.
Interesting. Mall music.
The shark nappers brought their own net, snagged the shark from the tide pool exhibit, and escaped in a red pickup truck with a baby carriage.
It's not Florida. It's San Antonio.
Wow. They're probably from Florida.
Yeah.
3 people snatched a small shark from a pool in San Antonio aquarium and smuggled it out in a baby carriage over the weekend, the aquarium said Monday. One suspect is in custody, and the shark is alive and well on its way back to the aquarium, Jenny Spellman, the aquarium's general manager, told NBC News on Monday night. Leon Valley Police Chief Joseph Salvaggio said officers initially refused to believe that a 911 call came in on Saturday was real, and it was ignored.
You weren't naked.
See, if they were naked stealing the shark.
Men ran away from our aquarium within a baby carriage carrying a shark. What drugs are you on, ma'am, and where can we find you?
I just imagine.
Are you naked and you're looking
I
for
just
giant
imagine they
spiders
gave
too?
the shark like a little baby bottle to like suck on.
How do you even keep that in place? I mean, I know there are buckles on strollers, but I mean, that just seems like a very not good way to hold it in.
I mean, whatever works.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe they'll keep going. And maybe they'll go in.
Maybe they'll keep going. What do you mean keep going?
The article.
Officers refused to believe that the 911 call that came in on Saturday was real, but they finally convinced me that it was true, and someone had to walk in. It was true. Someone had walked into an aquarium and stole a shark out of it in a baby carriage. He told NBC affiliate WOAI of San Antonio. Spellman said her reaction was just kind of shock. I don't know how to handle this. Just a baby.
Oh my goodness, there's video.
Yes, there is.
Oh my goodness, you can actually see it. They're so caring with the shark.
I just couldn't believe that someone would actually do something like this, she said. Security video released on Monday shows the shark nappers strolling through the aquarium hallway, pushing the baby carriage along on Saturday before they drove off with the 16-inch shark in a red pickup truck.
Yeah, I got it right here on the video feed.
Look how caring they are. They're like, oh.
It's a lot of people, too. Like,
And I like how like people just
Wow.
like look at them and like, what?
Wait, so they're. Oh my god.
There's the shark.
Holy shit. Like.
They have like,
Wow, that's so DL. Wow.
and they place it gently,
And they place it gently.
and they walk away.
What the fuck? Wow. Okay.
they're fucking
and there's the
professionals.
shark. Yeah. Oh, and they're gonna grab the shark again. Oh, that's so rude. Yeah, sneezing.
Oh, thank you.
It sounds like a drunk frat story. Like, dude, we got an aquarium.
We stole a shark.
No, that was their
Let's-
hazing.
Let's get a shark. How are we gonna get a shark? We can't buy one.
Oh, there's an aquarium like 5 miles down the road.
Dude, I got it. We'll just go and grab
Get your daughter's baby carriage. We'll just grab the shark, put it in the carriage, and walk away. I like how no one baits an eye. Like no, it's full of guests.
Okay, the only
Like-
one there was like a picture of a mother with a baby, and like she just like looked and like walked away like slowly, like she's if you were where is it in the video? Let's see I could find it, so you can go look at it. Hold on, it's near the beginning.
Security video released Monday showed the shark was just strolling through the aquarium hallways, pushing the baby carriage along on Saturday before they drove off with the 16-inch shark in a red pickup truck. The aquarium said the thieves brought their own net with them to snag the shark from the interactive touch pool at the tide pool exhibit, where the attendant was assisting other visitors. There was an attendant there too.
It's right at the beginning of the video. So Paradox, play the right at the beginning.
Oh, I gotta open it all up again. Hold
Oh
on.
shit!
I can get it.
Like the first second, you can see like this mother with the baby and like the left, and then she like looks, and just like, oh.
All right, so here we go. Hold on. So this is the.
See, there she is with the baby, and she's like, oh. And then she like barely like, oh. Not even a little reaction.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
People are shit.
Well, the attendant's over there at the tide pool. Like, I feel like that's your only job is to make sure that because
Nobody
kids
takes the fish.
like kids are probably the most ruthless. Like, oh, there's a fish, I'm gonna just take it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
taking it home.
it's like make sure no one is like strangling the fish, and make sure that no one is taking the fish. You just have to watch, and that's it. I feel like there's nothing else to it.
Someone got fired.
Yeah.
Someone lost their job because of this.
Well, how often do people just go and steal shit from an aquarium? Especially sharks.
We got another one.
Okay, even more so though, the security team watched this all happen and didn't do anything.
Nope.
Like, not only was there like fallacies on the staff that was on the floor,
But picture.
but they walked into a janitor's closet, they grabbed a bucket, they put the shark in bucket, put shark in stroller, then casually walk out while security is still watching them. And no one intervened at any point in time. It was like, maybe we should stop this from happening. I don't know. I want to see where this goes.
They would have to walk through a door, so someone had to be like near them. Unless they went through like an emergency fire exit, which I'm pretty sure. They could walk out the front door with.
I don't know. If I was a security guard, maybe that would be me. I just like, I want to see where this goes.
Yeah. No, I feel
goes
like
deeper.
This is the most entertaining thing as my security guard job at an aquarium has ever been. So I'm just going to kind of let this happen and watch the whole thing. Aquarium said that these brought their own net with them to snag the shark from the interactive touch pool at the tide pool exhibit where a attendant was actually assisting other visitors. They then ducked into a filter room, emptied out a bleach bucket, into which they deposited the shark with aquarium water. They said the aquarium, then they used the bucket to transfer the shark into a stroller and then hurried up the stairs out to the parking lot.
They went upstairs.
The aquarium said managers raced to the parking lot and caught up with the suspects.
Oh, so they did see it on security.
Who denied access to both the vehicle and the stroller. Salvagio told reporters at the aquarium Monday night that the police tracked the vehicle down and found a house close to that vehicle. They were then able to recover the shark and get confessions from two of the suspects, he said. He said it was obvious that the man who stole the shark had knowledge of how to care for that type of animal.
But what if it was like?
Well, I didn't steal a shark. I mean, if I had stolen a shark, I would have had to make sure that the water pH was at least this, and that I had at least this type of food.
I'm
Excuse me?
expecting him to be like the shark's caretaker from Forever Ago. He got like fired, and he's like, "Oh, I want to be with the shark forever."
That's
and, like,
my shark.
And like he like breaks in, steals the shark, and like
fucking Free Willy, but like
yes,
shark.
with a shark.
I hate all those kids touching my shark.
My shark.
This shark was not meant to be touched by children and their dirty little
It has
hands.
to be free.
Free in a tank in my house.
In my garage.
My garage.
When we got into the garage and into the house, it looked like almost a mock-up of the entire aquarium he had. He had all different marine animals in his home, very much knew what he was doing.
Yeah, it sounds like disgruntled.
Probably.
This shark would have had a better life with this guy.
Oh,
I think.
much better. Like
I feel like I'm siding with the kidnappers in this point.
because the shark wouldn't be touched, it would just be like perfectly fine.
It would be fed daily. It would be with other marine animals in a huge garage aquarium, never to be touched by children's hands.
It's the Underground Railroad, but for sharks.
Wow!
This is our new national hero.
Salvagio said that the aquarium was very lucky that he was dealing with someone who actually knew how to care for sharks. Lucky for the shark and the aquarium that they were able to get the animal back in one piece, he said. We don't think he was planning on selling it. He didn't say that, but from looking at all the other animals he had, more than likely it was something that he wanted, he said. He just had one of these in the past. Don't know, I think the animal had died sometime in the past. Oh, so he wanted a new puppy. And the only way he could get it was from an aquarium.
How did he get it in the first place? How did he get the first one? Did he just steal it like forever ago? And like they're just like,
Has this been going on forever? And like they just only found
He's
out
just
now?
never been caught, ever.
Yeah.
Aquarium's like, this is the 4th shark we've lost in the lifetime
Where
of
are all
it.
of our sharks?
Where
where do they go?
They then just installed security cameras for that exhibit.
Like find the shark.
To find the sharks.
Yeah, what they don't tell you is that security footage was from the one camera they placed near the shark exhibit because all the sharks are disappearing.
We should probably have a security system.
Yeah.
I don't know where all the sharks keep going. He must have had one of these in the past. Don't know. I think the animal had died sometime in the past. Jamie Shank, the aquarium's assistant director of husbandry, said the shark, whose name was Miss Helen, is a tough little horn shark. When this happened, all the staff were very heartbroken simply because we did not think that she would ever survive that in itself, she told reporters. I'm really proud of her, and I'm so overjoyed to have her back in the aquarium, to be touched by little children.
I just like the name Miss Helen for a shark. It's a good name.
She added that Miss Helen will go into a quarantine for observation period to ensure that she is unharmed before returning to the exhibit. The horn shark is a small, slow-swimming member of the bullhead shark species found mainly off the west coast of California and the Gulf of California. They mostly eat mollusks, crustaceans, worms, and sea anemones. We value the lives of all of our animals and take pride in the care that we are able to give them, as well as the education that we give these general public about these treasured species, the aquarium said.
Okay.
I want to go steal a shark.
Yeah. You guys want to go steal a shark?
Like Mission Impossible, we gotta like have someone hack in, disable all the security cameras.
I was thinking like Ocean's 11, but actually like
Oceans.
Or like
they have all these things to steal from like
Land 11 will be Land 11.
Land 11, stealing ocean creatures.
Ocean's 11, but actual oceans.
I hate you. Just leave. I'm done with you.
Wow. All right, how you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You want to do anything else? You guys want to call it a night?
Up to you.
No preference.
What do you think, Pharaoh?
Is there any emails that are relevant? Time relevant?
Not that I am aware.
I'm looking through some Florida Man tweets, just seeing
scan.
if there's anything I like. Anything with naked people. Oh, there we go. Naked man on bicycle stuns Miami commuters in I-95 traffic. Beautiful. Probably not going to read it, but just thought that was funny.
Did we read that email? I feel like we did. Let me just go to the last episode and just see if we did. No, we didn't. I do have an email. Yeah, settled into the area. That was the one we read. That's right. I thought we read that one. Hold on. Oh, no, we didn't read that one either. Okay, so that's the second one. So let me just mark that one. Yeah, sorry, guys. I haven't had a chance to organize any of the emails here.
How dare you?
Get your ASMR in.
Ooh. Oh, God. You guys are going to drive people crazy.
ASMR, they love it. They love it. The new craze.
Um.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I can't drink sideways. I'm trying to drink sideways in the thing, and I was like, oh, that went straight down the other pipe.
All right.
You can hear like the individual bubbles. It was nasty.
All All right, shall we read emails?
Yes.
Wow, you got a nice swallow.
That was a good swallow sound.
Yeah, it was a good swallow.
Imagine this. I was gonna say, imagine that the straight guy is the only straight guy here is looking at the swallowing. Ew. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, chugging Pepsi is not a good thing.
No, it tastes like burning.
It tastes like burning. All right.
It does.
So we got 2 emails that I can see. I marked both of them, so if you just hit refresh at the top there, Fair, you should see the 2 that are starred. Not that refresh, the other refresh, but okay.
Any refresh I want.
All right. Yeah, there you go. You should see them. Yeah, there you go. All right. Nico, do you want to read one as well?
I mean, I could.
Yeah.
You gotta play the thing, Leo.
Someone suggested aquarium puppy.
Aquarium puppy. Aw. Wow. All right. Army and the fandom.
You did not play.
I didn't play the email theme. I know. Do I have to play the email
Yes.
theme? Oh my god.
It's against the rules.
To get what rules?
The rules.
You're a guest, motherfucker. All right, hold on. I'll get the email theme ready. Just turn off the
Such a
compression there.
I mean, I am, but
Because you are what you eat.
Where's all the good mail gone, and where are all the fans?
Where's the streetwise fursuits to fight the rising spam? Isn't there a white knight upon a centaur steed? Late at night, I toss and I turn and I dream of what I read.
All right.
No, keep going, keep going, keep
Oh
going.
my god.
I never heard the rest.
Really?
We need an email. We're holding out for an email to the end of the night. It's gotta be good and it's gotta be quick and the grammar's just got to be right. We need an email. We're holding out for an email to the
I like how you're surfing on a censored bar.
and it's gotta be quick and the grammar's just got to be right. Got to be right. Somewhere after news, right? In our wildest fantasies. Somewhere just beyond our reach, there's an email reaching back for me. Racing on the segments and rising with the heat. It's gonna take some fan mail to sweep us off our feet. We need an email.
Yeah, it's been a while. All right.
I don't know how I feel.
I feel great.
I feel something.
You feel something?
Oh, I think you just got a new email.
Yep.
Like,
All right. Army and the fandom. Hey, y'all. Well, I'm going to delete the email now. No.
There's a lot of people that have never seen the
Really? Is people
I
have never
haven't seen
that?
it the whole thing.
Really?
To be honest.
Yeah. That's a classic. Hey, y'all. I'm a longtime listener to the show, and let me start off by saying congratulations on 301. Woo! I've got a couple problems, and was hoping y'all could help me out with them to the best of your ability, as I'm not sure if it's in your area of expertise. Recently, I made the decision to enlist in the U.S. Army. I leave for basic training, Fort Benning, GA, in a couple weeks.
We know there's a lot of furs that are in the army.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
The military, I should say.
Yeah. Pharaoh's mate was in the Navy for years. My first problem is, what do I do with all my furry stuff? My parents are very much anti-furry, and in turn I'm very much a closet furry. I do have under my bed a wood box, which I keep everything furry related in. Is there in it, there is a hat I bought from Furry Fashions. Well, I guess Furry Fashions is like a company.
Fandom fashions.
Or Fandom Fashions. Jeez, sorry. Copy of Zootopia. Come on, really?
Gotta hide
It's
it.
a Disney movie,
You
dude.
can't watch Disney movies.
The book Furry Nation, my ref sheet, of BBQ Skunk or Mumbles, music I've written, some of which pertaining to references within the furry fandom, a Foxes and Pepper CD, and about $200 in cash which I had saved up for cons, which I will now never be able to go to. Basic trainings in 13 weeks, followed by at least 10 weeks of AIT or Advanced Individual Training for my MOS. I don't remember what the fuck that stands for. But this box contains everything I own pertaining to the fandom. If I leave it at home, it is almost certainly going to be opened by my parents. Likewise, if I can't bring it with me. Or likewise, I can't bring it with me. I thought about leaving it with my boyfriend, but he lives with anti-furry parents as well, which brings me to my second question. My boyfriend is absolutely terrified of me getting hurt or, God forbid, killed overseas. I am having a tough time sugarcoating his fears, though. Neither of our parents know
You're in a relationship.
we are in a relationship, or that we are gay. Out of respect for my family and my reputation of the redneck tough guy, I've kept my bi-ness for the most part hushed. Although I try to tell him that the casualty rate is less than 10% now, my MOS does put me in frequent combat. If I get hurt or come home in a box and a flag, there's no way Max would find out, as we have no contact with each other's families. We said we would always support one another in everything we do, but his fear of losing me has more or less put that into question. I've already signed the papers, and I ship out September 10th, just 2 days after my 19th birthday. He really doesn't want me to go, but I have to, and it's all I've ever
Wanted since
all I've ever wanted since I was a little kid. I made him the promise that I'd come home safely, but you never know what will happen. What should I do? Tell him I'll be okay and just pray for me, or worry him with the truth that, yes, I will be in danger a lot of times. Thank you all so much for your help. If there's any way listening to the show overseas, please let me know. Love y'all. God bless, and congrats on 300 word episodes. Keep being fuzzy barbecue. Okay, so first of all, just really fast on the last thing, watching the show. I mean, it depends on if like the base you're on or anything has an like data connection, which I would assume it would. But yeah, that's
You don't really have any.
We don't have any specific guidance other than just yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you have like military correspondence?
Also, Ikazuri's here. Hi, Ikazuri.
Were you listening?
Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah.
I have to respond to my fellow.
Oh, okay.
You're going into boot. Here's the thing. Probably get a bank box. Throw your box in that bank box. Lock it up. Give it to your boyfriend. Get it back when you can see them again. You get a phone card when you're in boot camp. Use it. Call your boyfriend. Screw anybody else. He's probably the most important one. You will have paperwork to sign to fill out for whoever's your most important person. You usually get 3 options. Typically your parents, whoever else is close to you, and then your boyfriend. Always keep him in the loop.
It could be your friend, but it doesn't matter.
Your friend, because they're just a concerned person that you want to do it. Okay? Just whenever you get the chance, call them up. Don't even care. They're your best friend. Say whatever you need to. Guess what? Gay marriage is legal in the military now. It's actually, recognized. You still get bennies if you marry your best friend. So, that's
Wasn't
good.
there a lot of that in the Navy where people were marrying their
God.
best friends?
Yeah, tons of it.
People marrying their best friend.
As
Really?
soon as gay marriage was legalized in the military, guess what was happening? Straight guys were getting married just for the bennies. Because guess what? They wouldn't have to move. They got more money, and they can get a house. They could still bang chicks on the side or other dudes. It didn't matter. Yay government benefits.
Wow.
Also, for the fact that you're going to be probably in a combat zone since you're Army, probably wouldn't concern yourself all that much. You're probably going to wind up in like
You get combat bonuses too.
Oh yeah, you get combat bennies. You get lots of bennies, but most likely because of how everything's turning out right now, you're probably going to end up on some base in like Texas
Guam,
or something.
Maybe.
You could end up in Guam. I mean, that's probably more Navy, but
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
zero experience with it, but it's like there's a good chance you're just gonna end up changing tires on vehicles. Like,
probably.
And
But,
it's,
I mean, for Army, you're required to be combat because we're Army. Here you go. We actually, fight, even though it's more the Marines, but whatever.
I don't think do we have any active combat zones really right now? I mean,
Anywhere in the Middle East, technically. I mean, I was going to go to Somalia, and that's a combat zone because we're hunting pirates.
wow.
So, I mean, don't worry about it. You're probably going to be twiddling your thumbs bored out of your ass most of the time. You'll be good. Just get through your boot camp, sign all the paperwork you need to, keep your credit cards, safe. Keep your credit card safe. They will have you sign up for a bank card with a credit card. Keep it safe. Do not go to any pre-money order things, and don't tell anyone in any country that you go to that you're military, because they will try to marry you to get bennies. Also to get into America, but just
wow.
be good.
I guess bennies are a big thing.
They're a big thing.
Yeah.
That's why people marry military people.
Well, the other thing too is it's like, you mentioned in the email that
I knew you before military, so you can't even say that.
But it's also like he mentions in the email that this is something that they've wanted to do ever since they were a little kid. They also, mentioned
She did. I hated the fact that she wanted to go to the military.
I'm sorry, from a military family. It happens.
Well, that's the other thing though, is
I'm German. We're not allowed to go to military.
I would bet that this
did that
kid
once.
is probably from a military family as well. So it's like, dude, I mean, I hate to tell you, but that's something you got to think about. If this
Shit's
is
gonna
something
happen.
if you're passionate about this, which it clearly sounds like you are, it comes with the territory. I mean,
Shit's gonna happen. You're probably gonna cry at one point, because somebody's gonna get all up in your face and yell at you, and you can't look straight ahead far enough, because they're just gonna bitch about everything. Don't worry, that's their job. They're supposed to yell at you. They're supposed to bitch at you. They're supposed to make you fucking cry, at least one, two.
And honestly, if you're in a combat zone,
You'll be fine.
don't put yourself in danger.
Don't look up and be stupid. Just be smart about everything, especially if you've got a gun in your hand. Be smart about it.
all right.
Yeah.
And be careful from friendly fire, because that happens a lot, surprisingly.
Careful for those guys that hey, look at me, I'm dicking around with my gun. Let me just shoot you in the foot for reasons. You get bored.
Don't put your hand on the trigger unless you plan on firing.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't point it at a target unless you're intending to kill it.
Yep. I will somehow teleport to you if you so much as point a gun at somebody. Because you'll be Army. You'll be properly trained. You'll be responsible. And somehow my boot will get up your ass if you so much as point a gun at somebody that you don't intend to actually shoot.
So the other thing to think about, the only last thing I can think of is there a timeline on that kind of thing? I mean, is this something that you do for half a decade or a decade and then...
You typically sign up for about 4 years, so that's your contract.
4 years? Okay. Yeah. So in 4 years, they could have a plan to...
Yeah, 4 years... That's all you got to do. Technically, you didn't hear this from me. All you got to do is 3 years. You get your GI Bill. Get the fuck out. So
okay.
They will not tell you this. I had to learn this shit the hard way. That's the minimum requirement for 100% GI Bill. And then you can go do whatever you want. Also, record everything that hurts. If you get some kind of injury, write it down.
Stub a toe.
Stub a fucking toe. If your back just slightly cramps one morning, or your
slept
knees
funny.
are sore,
write it down so you have
Write it
evidence
down.
that it happened.
Write it
started
down.
happening. Yeah.
Get all the evidence you can.
All right.
Veterans benefits are nice. You have felt yeah.
You'll be one of the few Americans to have health care.
Military benefits.
Yeah, military. Yeah.
All right,
There we go. Thank
that's all I
you.
had to say.
That was good. That was excellent. All right, well, that's an email in the hole.
All done.
Well, we figured that one out.
Yeah, I figured that one out. Next, you got one, Nico? You had the other...
As for your boyfriend, I could speak on their behalf and say, yeah, it sucks, but, you deal.
Yeah.
So they're going to go in regardless. This is answering to not them, but to their boyfriend, because you're not going to stop them from doing the military. If they're from a military family, they're going to do military.
Mm-hmm. I assume the other one.
I have a German background. My family does not do military.
Yeah, I don't think...
My family did.
I think my great-grandfather was involved somewhat, but other than that, our family...
Both of my great-grandfathers and my one grandfather.
My family escaped military.
Yeah.
My family came to the U.S.
Oh.
Because of World War II.
Yeah. They come here?
Well, at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm full, I'm Italian and German.
I don't know what I am. I'm a mix of a lot of things.
My only bucket list item related to any of that is to be an expat someday. Kind of want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll read the other email. The other starred one, I
I'm
guess.
full fascist.
You really are.
I know.
Kudos.
Nice. Fascist fox.
Oh, that's bad. Okay.
All right, next email. Go ahead, Nico.
Good day. So
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day to you, sir.
I like how that opens. Okay, good day.
Day.
So
Good.
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 Day.
Day that is good.
Good.
Data.
Okay, we're like, stop. So I finally gotten settled down from the bustle of moving. I've been watching your show on and off for a few years now and enjoy what you guys do, and impressed that you do. Oh Jesus, this is a long sentence. And impressed that you put so much effort into the logistics of your podcast. That was one sentence. Sorry, person. I've been in the fandom since 2001 and lurked for quite a bit. A habit I still have trouble with sometimes, but luckily it gives me space to think and put down my thoughts. I had started to become more involved in 2010 after securing work, becoming a regular writer for the news website Flera, which I am now an editor since 2017.
Oh, we've met this person.
Oh.
Yeah, they've come out to eat with us a few times.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they live nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. In 2015, I also started a YouTube channel called A World in Review.
Review.
God damn it, Ruse.
In order to try to present a weekly news bit every week that I give in coverage. Okay.
That I give coverage.
He fucked up a lot of things too. You're
just reading.
I'm reading like shit today.
Wait, who
and I'm
fucked up
sorry.
a lot of things? Me? You're calling me out?
No, I wasn't talking to you.
Okay.
Is it because like you're usually underwater when you read things?
Yes,
because you're an
everything's
otter?
just
so like
bubbles.
now that you're like above water and trying to look at screens like outside of the water, that's the distorted effect.
Yes.
Where your eyes are better focused underwater.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
There you go.
So we're just saying
So you just gotta explain yourself.
Fill this room with water, and then I'll be fine. You guys can drown. Oh, that one's
Sorry, don't worry about it. I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, fill the top floor of the house with water.
Yep.
It's very low production at this time, but I do look to expand if my subscription count gets over 1,000 mark.
Yeah, there you go.
Keep going.
Okay. It's unfortunate that nonfiction works like this have been drawing me away from the fiction writing these days, but I feel that at this time, nonfiction is far more needed in our fandom these days. To keep that fact straight and even help out other furs to find things that may be interest to them and to help accomplish their goals. I think the fandom and shows like yours do inspire me to continue to improve myself and to keep others looking forward. This is especially needed these days, and I hope you guys keep it up, as shall I. I also want to take the time to extend an offer to come to my show at some point now in the summer. I also now want to take the time to extend an offer to come on the show at some point in time now that the summer is drawing to a close. Feel free to get in contact. I look forward to hearing from you again. Getting the hop out there, Tantaru, Sonoris, McNelly.
Sweet. That might be fun. We should have him on our show, too. He lives right nearby, so.
How nearby?
Like 30 minutes, I think.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
I think something like that. He's probably in the chat room right now.
I didn't think it was that far.
Yeah, maybe even less.
Which is funny because at first when I was reading this, I was like, oh, there's another person from Flera that moved to this area. Then I was like, wait,
It's the same.
it's the same person. But I got excited. I was like, oh, they should know the other person that's from Flera. And then I like read further on the email and I was like, oh.
For some reason, there's
Tantaru.
just like tons of like Flayra editors moving into our area for some reason. No, but that is pretty cool that he's an editor for Flayra. I really like Flayra. Flayra is like, let me tell you guys. Okay, I've been doing like podcasting of furry shit for literally a decade now. Tons of furry news media has come and gone. And has gone up and down and crazy and then active and then dead and then there's people who have run
still
some
have
that have
lists
died.
of,
And
like, 6 or 7.
Flayra has always had good, like pretty damn decent journalism, good editing, an active comment section, is like well hosted, well run. Shout out to fucking Flayra. And Green Reaper, who we interviewed. Green Reaper is awesome.
I would say the content's to slow down quite a bit, but I mean, there's only so much furry news that there's going to be. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's still not as much furry news that I would like to see that is just basic furry news and not related to
Like stats from a con or... Because that's what I've seen, like, just stats from a con. Or if like something tragic happens. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's something I would love to see more of in the fandom, but
Maybe like just like a furry did this. Like they
wow, that sounds really interesting.
Wow.
Maybe you should write about that furry that did this.
can't even be upset because that's exactly what I would say if I heard someone say that.
Yeah.
Like just wow.
I guess
Because,
so.
no shit.
Yep.
It would be talked about if someone did something, you know? Oh, this person did something. They're also a furry.
Isn't it past your bedtime?
Can you go cow tipping with him? Like, does he sleep standing up that you just push him over?
I want to trip you into say it was cow tipping.
It's actually pretty funny.
That would be really funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to trip you and call it cow tipping.
As I leave the room.
Yep. Or I mean, just in general.
Just in general, it's just going to happen now.
I can't
It's
tell
going to be
you
a regular
when.
thing.
You can't know.
Well, obviously, you're not going to tell me when you're going to trip me. That would, defeat the purpose of trying to trip me.
See, I always thought it was Tantaru. But then I'm realizing it's just Tantaru.
I don't know.
I thought I swear when we were out at Denny's and stuff, we were saying Tantaru.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were saying too. I don't know. Maybe one or the other. I'm just proofreading another email that we might be able to read.
But it's good to know that he's finally settled in the area, as opposed to not being settled, as we met him like multiple times before.
Yeah.
That his life was
Oh,
in chaos.
I see the one you're proofreading.
Unsettling. Someone put it like they're watching FurCast in a VR theater, and it's just like the VR chat, but with us is just like the main. I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but I don't like thinking being on a movie theater. It's neat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's an email from a good fan of ours. I'll just say it's about the Nazi first fuck off badges.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to read it?
Sure.
Why not?
Sure. All right.
I guess the thing is, if you talk about it logically,
I guess this is a good way to. We'll end the show because we'll end the show after this because that way, if people don't want to hear it, you guys can just tune out now. All right. So, thoughts and opinions. Hello, FurCast. Wolf again with a bit more of a serious topic. You've probably already heard about it lately, but there's been a lot of controversy about the fuck off ribbons. I want to make it absolutely clear that I do not wish nor consider to be labeled as a Nazi for it, not if it not only offends me, but it offends my heritage of my family. I had Freemasons on both sides, Freemasons in one group of people. Okay. With that out of the way, I want to discuss the concept of these Nazi for fuck off badges. The reason I don't like them is because I go to a con to have fun and avoid any form of politics, excluding artwork typically found at conventions. The problem with these badges is that they bring identity politics to conventions, and it leaves a bad experience for me.
It's not really politics. I gotta
not
stop.
really politics.
I gotta pause here for a second because it's
Can
not
we get through
really
that?
politics.
Let's get through the email.
No. I gotta
wanna
stop
get through
there
this.
for a second because I just gotta say that it's not politics.
Yeah.
In this sense, it's not conservative. It's not liberal. It is literally just Nazis.
Yeah, it's like
And
don't be a shitty person.
There's no good Nazi.
No.
I speak with German heritage. Like, you can't come in and say, oh, there was a good Nazi. No. Like, any part of that is like...
So let's continue. So the problem with these badges, they bring into... okay. Well, if you're not... so basically, I don't like seeing these badges and peacefully voice their concerns, but some are typically met with, well, if you're not with us, then that must mean you're a Nazi just like them. As a person who has had happened to himself on more than one occasion, it has devastated me emotionally when I've lazily given a label such as Nazi apologist or Nazi supporter. I wouldn't say I became depressed by these responses, but it did hurt me and to a degree. It still hurts knowing that I was given this label. I was even blocked by this very same person I once thanked for helping me out when we went to MFF for the very first time last year. What worries me even more is that since...
I want to pause for a second and say that like this is one of those topics that it's better not to get involved in it because of this exact scenario. Like, yes, we shouldn't be outwardly attacking any group of people inside the fandom. Yeah, I agree on that aspect of it, but this is one of those topics that you can't really play devil's advocate for, because it just comes off as racist and bigoted. Like, you can't defend.
Yeah, so the
you
way
can't
that
step in and
Eurofurence-
send. Like, I get what people are trying to do in this.
He mentions Eurofurence. So you got to remember, people are going, "Oh my God, how is Eurofurence doing this? Like, isn't this offensive and it's bringing politics into it?" No, the point of, instead of reading it as Nazi first, fuck off, instead read that as anybody who hates people, fuck off, because that's basically what it's saying. And if you don't want to get involved in it, like, don't get me wrong, I totally agree. Pick your battles, right? I don't retweet a lot of that shit. Sometimes I'll favorite something if I agree with it. Sometimes I won't favorite something if I don't agree with it. Or maybe if somebody's spewing stuff that I don't like to see, maybe I just unfollow that person if I don't want that on my timeline. But I totally understand. Pick your battles, and maybe this isn't a battle you want to pick, and you just want to go to conventions and have fun. That's fine. And maybe some of the people you're around are kind of forcing it on you, saying you need to also be in. And then, okay, maybe that person shouldn't be somebody you're so close to, right? You also got to be careful about who you pick as your friends. But in terms of disagreeing with the idea of having these badges there, no, the reason these badges are there is because they're to make people who have felt not included, people who have felt unsafe, people who have felt their entire lives like they are a minority group. It is to help those people feel more comfortable, because as a group, as a convention, as a community, you are saying, hey, anybody who shits on minority groups or is disingenuous to these people who need support,
you're not welcome
fuck
here.
off. You're not welcome here. And that, right, it's intolerant of intolerant. That's essentially what it is, and that's what those badges are trying to say. Now, the fact that it's the word Nazi, or the fact that, you think it's identity politics, no, it's not politics. It's literally just saying we support people here, and anybody who hates other people, we're not interested in. That's the point.
Again, it's one of those things too that, like, if you don't agree on the whole, like, how that's being approached, just don't wear one of those badges. Like, that's I see it as more harmless fun than anything. And those that I see that get offended by it more so is what, like, I kind of judge of, not so much judge of character, but I kind of take an outside look of, like, why are you getting so offended by this? Like, it was a joke to begin with, and to get so offended at a joke of something that literally has been for, identity of saying, this is a space that everyone should feel welcome in. Don't, like...
Now, to take a step beyond that, though, there have absolutely been very terrifying extremist right-wing groups that have tried to go into the fandom and take advantage of maybe young kids, or maybe kids who feel like they haven't fit in their whole life, or maybe people who are involved in some drama, and manipulate them and fucking brainwash them, and it's horrifying. So now that's when
tactics.
That's when you take the little badge that says people, that hate people, fuck off, and now you do attach the word Nazi to it, because you are saying these people who are trying to infect our culture, fuck off. Again, it's not politics. It is literally, we stand for our community, and these people who are trying to manipulate our community need to fuck off. That's what it's trying to say. And anybody who does tolerate Nazis probably should fuck right off. And I don't think you're trying to say that you tolerate Nazis by saying you don't want to wear one of these badges. And you can explain that to somebody. You could say, hey, you know what? I don't really feel like wearing one of those, but, I agree Nazis are fucking bullshit. But if that person keeps pressing you, or they're being a dick to you, then it sounds like that person's just a dick, and you need to move on and not worry about it. And if that person's your friend, then maybe you should tell them, I don't know, like, there's, if somebody's forcing shit on you, then it just sounds like it's a shitty person. I don't think
I'm
that...
going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But, like,
I guess
even in the same sense, like, I have, like, the heritage of my background of it, like, being German.
Yeah.
And one of those things is, in Germany and stuff, it is illegal to have any kind of Nazi, like, anything Nazi related.
Good.
Like, that is one of the things that, like, even when we had the German visitor, it's strange for a German to see so much Nazi paraphernalia in America when it's something that is actually illegal in the home country. Mm-hmm. And then you can't sit there and defend this notion of, again, that any part of this was good. Like, you can't play devil's advocate on this topic, because in the core essence of all of it, it is the one thing is that you're putting one race better than another. You are discriminating against others. And that is the core ideology that comes from the whole Nazi thing. You can twist it in any which way you want, but the core essence was that you had one race that was dominantly smarter, better, stronger, faster, everything than any other person on the planet, and that is
It was horrifying. Yeah. Now Shaman says, I think it's broader when the Nazi label gets applied way too broadly. It's harder in my industry, for instance, if somebody is a conservative, people they label them as a Nazi when they clearly aren't.
Well,
I can sort of understand that.
Yeah.
Because that's really. I mean, Nazis are people who literally.
That's just someone who's fucking.
That's just somebody who's fucking dumb.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but you can't compare anyone who's conservative to Nazi.
But if your thought on this is I don't want to get involved, or you got to pick your battles, and you just want to go to a con and have fun, then just fucking go to a con and have fun and stop giving a shit. And even people who are like, oh, you're gonna boycott your no, just at the end of the day, everybody who is trying to argue for the Nazis fuck off thing, against the Nazis fuck off thing, literally everybody involved is just trying to make a community that everybody can belong in and have a good time and feel safe and not feel scrutinized and manipulated or possibly in danger of some of these extremist groups. That is all anybody wants.
What's funny though too that I want to bring back is like when I went to Anthrocon like in 2007, one of the things that I actually thought was hilarious was they took a Nazi joke, and there was German shepherds at Anthrocon. This was well before the whole Nazi furs or anything like that. Yeah. This didn't exist at that time. Mm-hmm. But someone made a mockery joke of German shepherds with almost like fake SS gear.
Yeah.
Walking around, and they had no affiliation to anything. It was just the inside joke.
It was just like, haha,
they're German shepherds, therefore they're wearing SS gear. With like fake paw armbands. This wasn't associated with any Nazi and it was just like, wow, that's offensive. But it was funny because it was being offensive in that same sense.
Oh, sorry, you can go.
Oh, I think what it is you got to remember, actual Nazis, and besides the right-wing manipulative groups, I mean, Nazis were people who literally took infants and threw them into the back of dump trucks and dumped the dump truck into a fire. Okay, these are fucked up people. And I think you got to remember, humanity wants, a lot of people in humanity and in culture want to be able to say, fuck these people, move on. And there is no way to justify any of those things. And I completely understand that stuff. And I feel like maybe you should just let people have that expression. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to wear that badge, but you should understand why people feel that way. And even if maybe you haven't had an issue or you haven't felt scrutinized for who you are or manipulated for who you are, you have to understand there are a lot of people who have only just now finally discovered something in their life where they can belong and try to feel safe.
Take a step back too is I think one of the things like what I was saying is before in the fandom when people could joke about like Nazi, like when you're being offensive in the sense of how comedy works is you're offensive for the sake of comedy, of being funny. Oh, haha, that's wrong. That's putting on borderline. But when it gets to the point, but when things develop again and culture always changes. Yeah. To the point where then a group is actually attaching themselves to the original ideas of the concept, where it no longer becomes a joke and it actually becomes an ideology again, is the problem where now you have to kind of stop all the joking about it too, because it's like you're giving attention to it to the point to where now you're building up the confidence to people to be that group again, which is beyond comprehension for me.
The thing that I would like to say too is that, maybe you do or don't want to get involved in whatever you want to preach. But the thing is, furry conventions are absolutely being targeted and attacked. We've already had multiple conventions shut down. There are groups of right-wing extremists. There are literally discords where they go, wow, I can't believe that we've been brought up our entire lives that people with darker skin color have the same intelligence as us, because it's clearly not true. And we're going to go and we're going to buy out this entire furry convention, and that way we can take it over. This literally has happened, and it's shut down conventions. It is a problem, and there are people who have decided they want to fight against it, and they think that's a worthwhile fight. If you don't want to get involved in that, fine. Go to a convention, have fun, be yourself, hang out with your friends, get drunk, get in fursuit, go to a dance. I get it. But just understand that there are people who do legitimately think this is important, and I think you should let those people go with that. Don't shut down something that is in a lot of ways important. There are people who do want to fight that fight, and they have picked that battle, and you should let them pick that battle.
I don't know. I think one of the biggest concerns is when we do get into politics and the whole ideology of someone can be conservative and not be like a religious asshole that's all
A
for
Nazi.
Yeah, exactly. And I won't even associate the two.
Yeah, I
But
almost,
it's like things again change in perspectives, and it's what you have to look at is different ideologies and how people see or perceive them more so now than what they did before. And it's funny too because if you look at previous makeups of conservative and liberal, they were actually swapped in the early 50s, and then now the opposite means of what you're conservative or liberal now. So when people say like, oh, Abe Lincoln or something was conservative, that was actually would be considered liberal back then, which again, it's how definitions change and how cultures change. And it's one of those things that I find more fascinating when I see people like arguing different topics and not knowing their previous histories.
But it's like,
and that bothers me too, because it's like, and the whole thing with the Nazis thing is too, is like, some people are like, oh, we should never be brought up. It's like, no, it should be brought up. It should be joked about, because this is something that should never, if you let it disappear from history, history will repeat it. And that's one of those things that you need the scar there to remember that you don't do this. You fucked up once, you don't do it again. So when people like try to like hide history or, rewrite history and stuff like that, that's one of the things that actually eats at my core, because it's like,
yeah.
yes,
And the other thing,
you can have a bad history, but remember that it was a bad history, because if you kind of try to ignore it, push it away, or push it aside, history will repeat itself no matter what.
So the only other thing that I'd like to add to, I guess we can move on if you guys want to, but Riley puts it great in chat. If you think the Nazi first fuck off ribbons are about you, you should reevaluate yourself and your associations, right? And I agree with that, right? The Nazi first fuck off should not be offending anybody, because
yeah, I guess the issue is that
the thing I'd like to say though, real quick, is and if you don't think any of this stuff is a threat, or you don't think anybody is real, a lot of these groups have been fully identified by the Southern Poverty Law Center as extremist groups, and it is a problem. And like I said, there are people who want to fight this fight. I think there are people who say, oh, we don't want to bring politics into it. I'm sorry, the furry, in my opinion, is a fairly leftist community, because that's what we've needed to be in order to be ourselves, and in order to create this community where we can be expressive, especially on like LGBT issues. And I think it's
I would
worth.
disagree. I would say that I think furry is a melting pot of all people. And I think when you look at leftists or conservatives, I hate the fact that people still use those terms, and I refuse to use them, because I feel like political views. I know what you're saying.
I'm not saying conservative liberal. I'm saying left and right.
I know what you're saying.
Left and right are absolutely.
But people still
things.
at this point in time are still using those two phrases to pretty much put a person as an enemy, or that if you're left, then right is enemy. If you're right, then left is enemy, and it's not that. Yeah. It's not the case.
It's creating a binary.
And see, Nazi first fuck off is not trying to make right or left.
I guess
it's trying
that's
to.
what bothers me too, is when these political debates do come up in the furry fandom, and it's like people are looking at the worst parts of conservatism and saying, oh, well, if you're conservative, then you obviously have to be sided with all of the bad negative things. And then same thing with those same people coming in as like, attacking furries for being liberal. And it's those two words, like, I hate the fact that there has to be a line of, oh, you can't have guns and you can't, have this or you can't have that. And I get where the agencies of politicalness has come in the United States now, to where if you are associated with the Republican Party, you're kind of it's come now down to the fact that it's almost anti-science,
full
religion,
the reason,
against all rights.
Getting into actual politics, the reason that's happened is because a lot of people on the right decided that in order to win and succeed, they needed to group together and actually be extremists so that they could win, and it kind of worked. But anyway, Riley puts it best in chat. He says, this is the paradox of tolerance. Haha, funny enough. But he says, it's great that you're in a position where you can safely ignore those who threaten others, but it is your duty to protect those who can't protect themselves. And that is all these little badges and conventions making statements about them are trying to do, is they're trying to make a stand and say, we want to protect people who can't protect themselves in our community and allow us to be a community that can be expressive and be LGBT and be of a minority and be a place where we can be ourselves, right? We can get into animal costumes and rub up against each other sensually and nobody's going to judge us.
Say that.
Seriously, I mean, that's what it is. And that's... and I agree with that notion, even if I'm not someone who's going to go, retweeting that shit all day, because I understand, like I said, pick your battles, but just understand why people have picked this.
Yeah, I agree with that too, but I feel like it kind of strayed from the original topic a little bit. This was more about him, being targeted for probably being right-wing a little bit.
Which is why I said in the very beginning,
Yeah.
is this is one of those battles that I get when people try to play devil's advocate and defend something for the ideology behind it and looking at the future extremes of what it can bring. But this is one of those cases that there's no good defense of a Nazi. I'm sorry.
If you're,
this is one of there's very few things that I could say that you can't play devil's advocate for.
Yeah.
And this is just one of them.
So
this is just
jumping to him though, when your point where maybe he feels he's being made an enemy because he's slightly right wing. I mean, what kind of right wing as well, right? If you're maybe economically right wing, or you're maybe
I think, to be
right-wing
honest,
in certain ways, I think those are more acceptable. But if you're right-wing as in you think socially right-wing, like you maybe think LGBT people shouldn't have rights, then yeah, you can kind of go fuck yourself, to be honest.
I think it comes down to explaining, understanding, when people say they're conservative or right, it comes down to me, if you explain yourself of where your background is what policies you actually do like and what you actually will defend. And the fact that if people can come forth and say that they're right, but they defend the rights for, anyone to have the same rights as everyone else, then some people will be, oh, well, you're leftist. No, you can still be.
Barbecue Skunk says, I can't even begin to remember how many times I've been called a fascist for being conservative, or how many times I've seen well-meaning liberals being called communist. Yeah, it's a similar thing. And when we agree with that.
It's the whole, you're really creating an enemy where there's no enemy. That's the only point of it. You're taking what someone says is a small fact and then turning it into what the worst possible thing is that the far leftist you can go. So how far left? So someone's just left. How far left can you go? Well, communist. If you go right, how far right can you go? A fascist. And it's literally taking the fact that you're dividing instead of having common ground.
Yeah,
we're pretty much.
There's no conservatives or liberals. It's just fascists and communists.
That's what people are doing now, and I think that it comes down to our generation too to actually kind of blur the lines. Is that I think.
Well, I think what it is too is
this is one of the things that it bothers me a lot. Is I think the fact is when it comes down to politics, and I will come in on this, is that it is our responsibility now to kind of blur the lines of what is and what isn't. And this whole facade of what right or left has to be, I don't think should be. We should be looking at what is beneficial, and it shouldn't be that only the left is beneficial and only the right is negative. It should be blurred between the two and good policies between both. And I think it's one of those things that it sucks.
Yeah,
because I hate politics.
But I want to.
I'm going to come out and say it.
Wait, you've had your time. I want to say this.
I hate politics.
What I would like to do is to also, though, to the people who do throw labels and stuff, I'd like to not play devil's advocate, but to humanize that a little bit, right? To the people to those of you out there who are listening, who maybe you're a bit conservative, maybe you have some right-wing opinions and you get labeled, or maybe even you're super left and you get labeled. The thing that I'd like to say though is you got to remember we're in a community of people who has the reason. I'm trying to explain to you the reason why it happens. I'm not saying I'm justifying it, right? I don't think we should label people for having some I've got friends who have some right-wing opinions and then they get immediately judged by others, and I don't think that's fair, right? If you think you want you believe in gun rights or something like that, right? Personally, I'm going to disagree with you, but I wouldn't call you I wouldn't label you a fascist,
Nazi.
right, or a Nazi, right? Just because you have a right-wing opinion, or even if you disagree with, like, for instance, I'm a globalist. If you disagree with me, I'm not going to call you a Nazi, and if I was, I'm a dick. That's just a shitty thing to do. But the reason maybe labels do get thrown around, and the reason maybe you do get called a little ridiculous of what you are, and people can be dicks, and people can lash out. I just want to bring together why that happens. We're in a community where people have only just recently found a place where they can potentially be themselves, or they're potentially around people who identify with them, or they are finally feeling like they're being connected to the world in a way they've never been before. And then you come along and say, well, I have slightly right-wing views, and I think maybe, we're going a little too far with, like, I don't know, I would say, I don't want to say LGBT rights because that's simplifying it, right? There's many very legitimate right-wing views you could have, but a pretty illegitimate one would be like LGBT. I can understand why people go, holy shit. Right, yeah, if you went to a convention, if you go to a furry convention, you're like, well, I support Christian values. People are going to be like, really, dude?
Why are you talking about this?
What? You know what I mean? And I understand that. I'm not saying that maybe that's the nicest way to say that to you, and I'm not saying that they should call you a Nazi. That's a little ridiculous, but I understand why people are sensitive about those things. You have to understand that this is a community of people who really value these rights that they are just finally fucking starting to have, right? Okay? And there are still places in the world, some of which furries come from, where you can literally be fucking murdered for being gay. So I understand you have a legitimate right-wing views, and I understand that you have legitimate like economic views on some of those things, but you just have to understand the people who are around you. And I think as long as we do that, and that goes for people, by the way, vice versa. That goes for people
on the left side. And I've seen it
on the right, treating people, thinking people on the left are a little crazy. It's one of those things where you just have to understand where people are coming from and why they feel the way they do. And
honestly, have conversation, have debates. You don't have to, just because you don't agree with someone doesn't make them your enemy. It literally does not make them your enemy. Mm-hmm. It's better to actually be around people that you don't fully agree with on certain things. It gives you a more globalized view of the world around you, rather than just self-identifying with only people that you acknowledge as pretty much backing of your own facts.
Yeah,
and that becomes caustic, actually. It becomes just as bad as,
when somebody's rights and lifestyle are also very dangerously at the edge of being taken away from them, right? Like even Riley says in chat, LGBT rights supporter and Trump supporter. It's like, again, I get why that would concern people. If you came up to me and then told me that you are effectively going and voting against my own interest, fuck economics, fucking legitimately just against my own rights as a person, and what maybe legitimizing people who are against me. Can you understand why that concerns me? Can you understand why I would say I heavily disagree with you, right? And that's the thing. So if you want to keep politics out of conventions, yeah, maybe keep politics to yourself, but just understand that some people are going to pick that battle, and maybe, just maybe, they have a pretty good reason for it.
I feel like a lot of what this boils down to is don't be a shitty person, and if you're not a shitty person, don't let shitty people's labels make you feel shitty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ta-da.
That's all I have to say.
And again, basically simple, open the floor to discussion. That's what's science was not always fact.
Yeah.
And you can be wrong, and it's okay to be wrong. And I think that's one of the things that it is okay to be wrong.
And then you can learn. That's how you learn things.
Yeah, you don't learn just by being right all the time. And the fact is, just accept some of your own fallacies. If you do, not only do you learn and become a better, more well-rounded person, you kind of get to see in other people's shoes.
Yeah. But also understand, some people have grown up a huge section of their lives and struggled to be who they are. And so, yeah, maybe they find people who agree with them and they kind of want to, you can say an echo chamber's bad. And we could say that surrounding yourself with people who agree with you is maybe not always the healthiest thing, but, maybe sometimes it is. Maybe sometimes you've had a good decade or two being fucking bullied and beaten up, and you're ready to be around people who agree with you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as people are self-aware. And it sounds to me like writing this email.
It's having a small group of people that, you agree with. It's good to have a close niche of friends that are close.
Yeah.
But also don't push others away that have different views on your own.
And I agree with that. And the thing is...
As maybe they won't become your best friends, but they still are not your enemy.
Yeah. And to the person who... I was trying to pull the email up again. I can't find it. There it is. Thoughts and opinions. So to Commander Wolf, who wrote the email, it sounds to me like you are self-aware. It does not sound to me like you are a Nazi. It does not sound to me like you are a fascist. It does not sound to me... It sounds to me like you are a person who wants what you think is best, and you think that you're just going to go about it in a slightly different way. You're self-aware. That's all you need. You sound like a good person to me.
Yep.
I don't... If somebody's being a dick to you about the badge thing, then maybe, pick out some new friends. I don't mean that in a mean way, but I just mean, like, you gotta surround yourself with people who bring you up in life. You only got so much time alive, and it sucks to be around people who are, learn from them, learn from shitty people. You can always, take things with a pinch of salt, but,
And you can make fun of Nazis, but don't ever defend Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're not going to win this battle.
and don't defend any of the
Coming from
extremists.
my even past history,
Mm-hmm.
this is funny to me. To be honest,
Yeah.
It's not. There's nothing you can't be like. Oh well, there was this one. No, you can't. There's even if any one good thing came out, you can't defend that one good thing that was good for all the bad. So it's like, just end. Just, make a laugh, make a joke, but don't ever defend Nazis.
Yeah.
Yes. In all honesty, I was like walking down the stairs to go to the bathroom and I was like, well, they did but then they killed all those people. And I was like, but they did. Oh no, they still killed a lot of people.
Yeah, they killed a shitload of people.
And
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's
any good.
I think the reason
that's the thing is it's one of those things that any good that came out of it is completely outweighed by the evil.
You also have
so you can't. Yes, maybe there was some notion that you could pick out of little bits here, little bits here.
Well,
and you know what? Guess what? This bit is bigger. Always. No matter what you choose out of it, there's still this.
So my dad and I like talking about history a lot, and I was brought up well, Hitler did technically balance all the books and did all these good things in stupid high school. My dad's like, that's because they ignored paying any of the war reprimands that they had, and they just said fuck you, and then they didn't have anything to pay, so they had all this money, and then it was like, oh, that makes sense.
I think the reason a lot of these conflicts come out to with the badge things is, it's the whole people saying we want to make this an accepting place to fuck shitty people, and then other people saying, well,
that's not accepting.
But that's not accepting. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where you know how we have the group. Black Lives Matter, and then there's other people who are like, well, but wait a minute, shouldn't all lives matter? It's like, yeah, no shit. That nobody's saying all lives don't matter, but we are at least agreeing to identify that there is a significant problem here, and therefore Black Lives Matter is a significant group. And then there's people who are like, but how can you say just Black Lives Matter? Don't all lives matter? It's like, you know what I mean? It's this, and at the end of the day, it is people trying to say, we all want things to be equal, but they're doing it in different ways, and they're acknowledging it in different ways. It's a similar argument, and it's go to cons, get in suit, get drunk, and fuck somebody, okay? Just...
No.
Or maybe have somebody
It's a
fuck
zone
you,
of free
or-
expression. Don't care about the fucking media. Don't care about whatever the fuck the person else is doing. The whole, honestly, even with the whole Mersuit debate that's been going on now.
Why is there even a debate?
Why is there even a debate? Mersuits are fucking hot. Get over it. Jeez.
Because people again take what's small and go to the extreme.
Okay, you pay for it. You can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna pause here for a second because I'm not even a Mersuit, and I could say this.
I know.
When people make the comparison of clothing and you have sex in different clothing and yada yada, and have sex first, it's all expensive. People have. If you don't think Mersuits exist on the internet, I mean there's tons out there. So you can't even say that it's not it's small. It is a small portion, but at the same time, most people are already into it. So it's like, defend it all you want, publicize things, but it's there. It's not going away, and it's a big part of
it's
just
not
sexual expression, to be honest. It has nothing to do with like different animal. It's all about sexual expression, and furry itself has always been openly sexually expressive in some shape or form. And it's because other groups have always denied or repressed sexual desires, sexual urges, and furry in itself has always just been an open community in the basic essence of that. Now, to go into the mersuit thing, the one thing it bothers me so much is that people take it to the extreme. If someone's in clothing and they get, ejaculated on, they change their clothing or they wash their clothing. No one's in fursuit getting jerked off on and then walking out in suit into the con
with a crusty fursuit.
And if someone is doing that, then that's on that person. And that specific person is disgusting. It's not all people are disgusting or all mersuits are disgusting. It's that person.
Yeah.
And that person should be a little bit, I wouldn't say shunned, but like maybe educated on that's not healthy and acceptable.
But yeah, it's like things get washed. Have you ever slept in a hotel? Do you think sex happens in hotels?
Well, and people are always
and
into the whole...
sometimes they don't even wash those and you still sleep in them.
And so many people are on the, think of the children thing. And it's like, I don't care.
Again, but people are looking at it in the same sense of that a suit is having sexual intercourse and then just like, haha, I got all sweaty and fucked in this suit and then I'm going and walking through the convention.
Yeah,
it's like, no, nobody's doing that. And if they are, then that's a problem with them.
Then, they are kind of gross and they shouldn't be doing that.
But I don't want to... I don't want to know that someone's like ejaculating on their shirts and pants and going out and walking out in the fucking convention. That grosses me out. Like, so people could say, oh, they people had sex in their clothes. I hope that people are changing their clothes. I don't want to like smell musty clothes on someone or someone come up and hug me. Like, regardless of furry, at any kind of con, at any convention, even like sports fans or anything, but, I don't want someone coming with a cum-filled jersey coming close to me.
What about the people who say, well, even if the fursuit's clean, the fact that your character's associated with that, and now you're in public, and now you're, I don't know, hugging kids or some shit.
So what?
That still doesn't bother me.
Do porn stars not go out in public ever?
Yeah.
Of course they do.
I'm sure whoever was in Barney probably fucked in suit too.
Probably.
Yeah. A small minority of people star in porn. Those people probably walk around town. Oh, but you're associated with porn. Well, yeah. People have sex.
My rule of thumb is if you don't like it, don't do it. And don't hug that person if you think that they're going to do it. Because guess what? That person's not going to care if you don't hug them.
You know what's the proper thing to talk about right here? Good hygiene.
Well, so
I don't know. Maybe that is the default perspective that we should have as a furry community. Is just good hygiene.
I think you're picking on something that is definitely an issue, but there are people who hate mersuits even with hygiene.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I know. But you know what?
I think what I like that some cons are doing is I like how some cons are saying past a certain hour, you can go out with leashes, pup hoods,
harnesses.
More harnesses, more like... I like that idea of just being like, all right, if we're really going to think of the children shit, which I think is dumb anyway, because kids go on the internet, I don't...
You think they haven't found this?
Kids are not innocent.
I hate that shit. I hate
that they don't already watch.
No, seriously, it bothers me so much when people are like, oh, we gotta protect, you can't expose the children to shit. Fuck, stop.
They expose themselves.
Anyway... but beyond that, fine. You got to deal with the hotels, you got to deal with the venues, you got to deal with the whiny people. So what I like what some cons are doing is they're saying past a certain hour, go ahead. And I love that because then it's like, okay, now you're really getting to the point where it can finally...
Furry after dark.
Yeah. Seriously, though. It's like, because at the end of the day, it's like some of these cons are adult only.
Yeah.
There are literally furry cons that you can't go to if you're under 18. And so it's like,
most cons are actually, you can't go to it unless you're under 18, unless you're accompanied by an adult or have a parent signature. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, guess what? Yeah, we're going to be adults. Too fucking bad.
Could you imagine that adults fuck? You know what's funny? Is your parents fucked.
I hate thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dad stuck his penis into your mother.
You got it.
And you were born.
Yep.
I have
Can you
always.
believe-
I got it.
So my line that I say all the time on my AD, because I'm somebody who is hoping for a more sex-positive society, in my opinion, eating food and having sex are moral equivalents. There are times and places for each of them. There are times where you might not want to do one. But in terms of
I'm like
biologically,
eating in the bathroom.
No.
yeah, I would. I also would not eat if I was in the middle of doing something at work.
Or like in the shower.
Yeah.
Shower sex never works. It's only in pornos.
If you were at a meeting with other people at work, you would probably also not eat.
Yeah.
Yep.
You also
Shower
probably
with other
wouldn't
people though
have
is
sex.
nice. Just not sex. Just.
I feel like people should be able to fuck in the woods more, though.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
That kind of bothers me that people are like, oh, it's indecent exposure in the middle of nowhere.
Where no one will see you,
Yeah.
See, but then there are the few times that people actually do see them.
and then they can walk away.
Too
Yeah.
fucking bad. There's
No, a couple of my
There's a lot of
friends-
woods, so I mean, if you're walking and someone's fucking, you just turn around and walk a different way.
Yeah, a couple of my friends walked into an outdoor porno shooting at Chestnut Ridge.
do they have a permit?
Huh? A permit? I have no clue.
Oh.
Probably not.
Do you think
Probably
they
not.
If it's
walked
an
past them?
outdoor porno shoot at Chestnut
Yeah.
Ridge, there's probably not a.
Yeah,
probably not a
what do you
permit.
think? My friends walked up and were like, "Hey, do you have a
Damn,
permit?
I've taken literally thousands of photos in that park, and I'm disappointed that I've never run into.
Do you have a permit to do that?
No, you don't walk up
Excuse
on
me.
people having.
Excuse me, I know you're near orgasm. Do you have a permit for that orgasm? You need an orgasm permit.
Do you have your woodwank permit?
I need a fluffer.
Yeah, I just don't, and that's the other, and people.
No, it's-
There's a few people in chat who are making the comment too. I'm like, we regularly in society encourage drinking and gambling,
Yeah,
and yet, I don't know.
I think
sex
gambling
is,
is like the worst.
I think it's
habit.
way worse. Yeah, I
Well,
just
I mean,
don't.
what's nice too is like in Eastern cultures, more a little bit so like Europe. Well, not so much Europe anymore, but Italy and them. Like you can, and Spain too. When I went there, being topless on a beach is kind of just natural. It's not.
It isn't in Toronto during Pride. There were just tons of people completely naked. However, fun fact: legally in Toronto, you can be completely naked, but you have to have shoes. If you are barefoot,
Think about it. You
Yeah.
don't want to step on glass.
it is.
That is.
Yep. So
That's
there are tons of people
wild.
in. So there are tons of people in Pride that were completely butt ass naked, but they had to have shoes. Yeah.
You don't want to step on things. You don't
But,
want to step on
Well,
things.
in New York, at strip clubs, it is illegal to be completely naked if you're serving food. Or alcohol. So you can't have completely nude models if there's alcohol or food served at a strip club. And then if that is, they still have to be, if there's food or drink served at a strip club, you have to have the privates covered and the nipples have to be covered with tape.
Why do you know this
Nipple tape.
specific?
Because it's funny because we used to talk about how ridiculous it is, even in a establishment that is for nudity.
Yeah.
There is still no nudity.
Laser Gator says so many people in Montreal during the summertime hang out on their balconies nude. Yeah, I don't understand. Now, again, in terms of if you are a furry convention and you are representing being a furry convention for a hotel venue that has venue rules, then yes, I understand limiting things like collars, limiting things like harnesses for that purpose. But in terms of the
I'm
moral
surprised
side of
there's
it,
not a furry nudist camp.
there's sort.
But then,
I was gonna say no. I shouldn't say. I don't.
but you'd still be in fursuit, but you could be nude, but you could also be in fursuit.
So
I
just
mean,
normal
Would you
fursuit.
be breaking the nudist camp's laws because you're naked in suit? This raises a lot of moral questions.
I feel like they
That
would
does
definitely
actually-
kick you out.
They would just be like, "Oh, you can only have the fursuit head and the paws."
In the pause.
Well,
So
You might be completely naked underneath.
there
that
was a
suit.
furry event.
Well,
that
we're-
ended
and
up-
the
naked-
suit itself is naked, so you can't wear underwear over your suit.
But we're naked underneath our clothes all the time.
I do love that, by the way, how like a fursuit by itself is fine, even though that's technically naked. But then when they put on underwear, it's like, ooh, even though then technically they're.
Scandalous.
Barbecue Skunk says, "I agree with that. I don't want pubes in my whiskey."
Well, yeah, but that's the same thing with the hair, though. Like, you're supposed to wear a hair tie when you're in the kitchen.
The thought's
Now
a
I'm just
little funny
imagining
though.
Well,
a pube,
again,
yeah, you
know,
get your shot right, and there's just a little like.
most of the time,
like a
the strippers
garnish.
aren't the ones preparing your drinks, and there's not naked women in the back kitchen making the food. So I just want to say that,
Can confirm cooking bacon naked is a bad idea.
Oh, because of the oil splatters. Yeah.
It's horrible.
But you've never done this before?
Yeah.
I've never cooked bacon naked, but I've cooked bacon, and I know that.
I've
there's oil
actually
splatters.
fucked somebody while they were cooking bacon, and both of us were naked, and it was just not. It was
That doesn't
Would not.
sound like a good
That sounds like
idea.
extreme. It sounds like extreme sex.
Unless you were like into masochism.
One person
That's
cooks
dangerous.
bacon while the other fucks them.
over an open fire.
Yep, it was pretty great. It was Shroud and I.
Shocking.
Yep. As if you couldn't have guessed, yeah.
Yeah, that was
It's not. It's not.
Yeah. He was like, I want to make bacon. And I'm like, oh, we should have sex.
Okay,
while
well,
we
I
make
want to
food."
have sex.
It was great.
Well, we can't agree on either or, so we're just gonna do both
Multitask.
I really want to fuck, but I'm really hungry.
for bacon.
See, that's when you want sex and food because they're both basic needs.
Exactly. They're both basic needs.
They're both basic needs.
basic biology.
Unless you're asexuals.
But not with sex dolls.
Yeah.
How bad were the burns? They weren't like noticeable burns. It just hurt. Like
Yeah.
it was one of those things where it was just like, this is like, it wasn't comfortable.
It's like speckled fire.
There's a noticeable burn on my penis.
No, it wasn't like that.
You're not deep frying your dick, okay? So
Oh, I don't. Oh,
You
I
never
don't
know.
like that.
Don't judge people.
I'm judging people in that aspect. Don't be deep frying dicks.
I will say,
but then you
I
can
will
make
say,
like
like
a corn dog joke.
the ideas of characters wearing aprons but then being naked otherwise is really
Already broke
hot.
'em.
I like the idea of like characters that are like naked except for like an apron. That's really
I'm
cute.
gonna wear an apron and suit because then I'll be naked.
Okay.
Suck my dick, and it just looks like a corn dog. Got your corn dog dick.
Can we just end? I'm done.
Yep, I'm done too.
Moo.
And we only have 23 minutes left in the SSD, so we should probably end.
Obligatory cow.
Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. Hey, it's the end track that we always use for some reason. Good show. This is a good show. 3 hours and 11 minutes. Damn. I thought that was a good way to end the show. I'm glad we put that part at the end and we had that little debate and then we made it funny. It was good. It was good.
You
Felt
know,
good.
pulled it all back together, made it back into a cheery conversation about, mercy.
Deep fried dicks.
Nudity. We got back to being
Corn dogs.
naked. We came back to being naked quite a few times.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. All right. Well, in the meantime, we can kind of chill. We could do a post show too. So it turns out those other furries that want to go out to eat with us, they're at a concert, and the concert ends at 1 a.m.
We're not going to go. Are we going to eat at 1 a.m. or are we just going to?
I don't know. We could. Maybe we
work
could just do a
tomorrow.
post show for a while and then chill for an hour.
I mean,
I'd be down for that. I don't care. I have nowhere to be, and I have tomorrow and Monday off.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have work tomorrow, so
you can go to sleep.
yeah, I might go to sleep.
What else would you do?
You're going to sleep.
That's just kind of been your thing.
We could also go out to eat and then just have them join us later or something.
That's also
That's a
possible.
long. That's a long eating venue.
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, we could eat and then be done and then join them again separately somewhere else or something.
Eat again.
Eat again.
Eat
So
again.
Eat multiple
It's a
times.
second meal.
Yeah.
Second dinners.
Anyway, I've been your host, Paradox the Red Wolf.
I've been your fabulous Blue Fox host, Pharaoh.
I've been your guest, Nico.
And I've been your guest, Moo Areo.
Oreo.
Cream filled ball.
Cream food moo.
Cream-filled Moo.
Can you supply your own cream?
Huh? Supply my own cream. Male
He's a
cows
bull.
don't have udders.
He's got ejaculate. He's got gigantic oysters underneath him. Rocky Mountain oysters.
He did say that he would collect anything bull.
I like how I like the idea that a male bull makes milk.
But just with his dick.
No, he just, that's where Rocky Mountain oysters come from.
Is it?
Because there's no water. There's
Can
no
we-
water.
I got it.
Yeah. I get it too.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I still, there are people that don't understand what Rocky Mountain oyster is. And people think
There
it's
are some-
shellfish.
there are
Let's
some
call
people-
it a night. Good night. We'll see you next week.
Let's
Bye.
stop talking about testicles.
Yeah, probably.
This is the Zana Broadcasting Network.